Now we're live. What's going on, everybody? Rogers Base here with the March 30th special episode of Japan Time. Once again, Shofu is sleeping, and so we are streaming it on my Twitch channel, but I'm sure Shofu is probably going to join us a little bit later in the stream. Joining me this week, we got some of the regulars. We got Coast.
What up, gamers?
We got McDareth.
Nintendo gamers.
There you go, Nintendo gamers. You got it. McDareth, say hello.
Oh, you did call me. Oh, what's up, everyone?
We have Viram.
I'm very upset Rodney came to my island.
Who's Rodney?
Ugly ham.
Hideous creature, that's who Rodney is. I don't want him on my island.
That's fair enough. All right, fine. We have Zeph.
Hey.
We've got Tito.
Look, man, I'm the guy. You know who the guy is? You watch Spy Kids 3?
I have not seen Spy Kids 3, nor do I have any intention of watching Spy Kids 3.
The guy died, man.
That's the guy.
The guy, wasn't there a guy whose head turns into like a banana or something in that movie?
Okay, you want to know what's crazy about Spy Kids 3?
Or is that the first
Antonio
movie?
Banderas, Danny Trejo, Sylvester Stallone, Selena Gomez, and Elijah Wood are all in that movie.
Wait, Selena Gomez in there?
Yes, yeah.
I did not know.
I didn't know that either. That's pretty cool.
Fake fans. Fake fans.
Well, that
I'm the
voice that
guy.
you guys just heard, that's Fidel, one of our regular guests now. What's going on? Not quite a regular, but you are a regular guest, which is good.
Yeah, I just pop in. Shari was so sick she didn't attend the KK concert, so hopefully she leaves my island soon.
Which
That's
one's
my
Shari?
update. The ugly monkey.
Ugly monkey.
It's a
I don't think
gray,
she's
ugly
but
ass.
She's a monkey.
All right. I
She's
like
horrifying.
Tammy. I got Tammy's kind of ugly, but I like Tammy. I got her in my town, and she's pretty cute. She got the little lemur tail.
Fuck Tammy, bro.
Tammy's all right. All right, come on. Well, we also have very special guest, Connor Eats Pants, joining us today.
Hello.
Apparently for the first time. We were talking before the stream started. I thought for sure you were on like season 1 or season 2. So welcome.
No. I would have been big enough to be on season 1, season 2.
Doesn't matter. Have you seen Fidel's numbers? Come on, get out of here. You're fine. No, I'm kidding.
I clicked on his chin in front of him. In the
Next week, we get Pokemon.
I'm saying it from,
He called me
from a
trash.
place of love. I
Oh,
like
let's
Fidel.
go. Let's go, Joey.
Get Pokemon for this, yeah.
We can put Pokimane on here. She follows me on Twitter. We should get her on
Great.
an episode of Japan Time. Would you guys want that?
I feel like that's just not gonna happen.
Well, I mean, it
He
can.
said, who
should
said
do it.
no?
I feel like this is not gonna happen.
Get her in.
I'll get Pokimane on here. That'll be fun.
Hey, chat, if you've got Connor's emote, spam the Whooper emote for me.
Oh, you have
That's
a
a
Whooper
good
emote?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I like that.
That's
Hold on.
he's
a
I
man
gotta
of
see what this looks
culture.
like.
If you worded a nice message to Pokey, she'd probably come on.
Yeah, she totally would.
I just feel like it's not gonna happen. I just
She's just...
We're
Call me
gonna
crazy
set it
nice.
up
I
for
feel
one of the
like it's
future
not gonna
episodes. She's gonna come on.
How
Even
about
if
you
it's
be
like
an
5 minutes, I bet you
optimist
she'll hop
instead
in.
of a pessimist, bro?
Well, I also thought I'd never be on this. I'm here every week and can't leave. But I feel like it's not gonna happen.
Oh, no.
Can't leave?
You can
Why
leave.
can't you leave?
You're saying this like you're
Can't leave?
You can leave. That is the thing.
Why'd you throw that in there?
It's a joke. It's a joke. I like to be here.
He's lying. He's lying.
Stuck.
All right. Well, there's a lot to talk about during this week's episode of Japan Time. Since the last time we recorded, we got a Nintendo Direct. We got some pretty juicy rumors and apparently some pretty juicy leaks as well. We're still trying to figure out which things are real and which things are fake. We'll sort of parse through that during today's episode. But the first thing we probably should talk about, let's start in order, is the Nintendo Direct Mini that happened on March 26th. First and foremost, do you guys think this should have been called the Nintendo Direct Mini? Because this kind of felt like a regular Nintendo Direct to me.
Absolutely.
No,
not.
I agree.
Absolutely not.
I agree. It should have been called a mini. I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
So I think the regular ones are about 40 minutes these days.
Well, I
40
think
plus minutes.
they're kind of rebranding the mini because now I think the mini is just to justify updates on existing titles because we really didn't get
Yeah,
a
yeah.
single first-party announcement here. So I'd actually prefer if they do this more, where it's like
Release date of
longer
Xenoblade
than-
Chronicles DE.
No, I'm saying that's updates. Like they only had updates.
No, but you still
on
didn't get
stuff.
an
No, but there was a lot of stuff. We
No,
got
the thing
Clubhouse
there's
Games
stuff
got
that
announced.
We got that we didn't.
We had lots of
we got,
third-party announcements.
dates that we never had before.
For sure, but like I think they just use mini in terms of like mostly smaller scale stuff.
I thought
And-
it was called
yeah.
Mini because they just didn't have staff physically on it.
No.
No, I thought
No,
yeah.
no. Minis
that's
usually
my thought on it.
just small little updates that like
Yeah,
a Nintendo Direct Mini would never have like a new Mario game or something shown
Right.
like that.
exactly.
Well, I don't.
Nothing
'cause
major.
When I heard Mini, I thought, okay, maybe it's nothing really big. And then like I sit down just to watch it when I woke up, and I see Xenoblade immediately, and I'm just immediately awake.
Well,
Like,
also, a
that's why
Smash
it's
character. The
like-
fact there's a Smash character in this thing blows
But-
my
but
mind.
no,
is
that's,
there?
see, that's another thing.
I mean,
It's
it's like
like,
technically they didn't announce the character, but like that morning I woke up, I was streaming Animal Crossing the night before, and thought, oh, I'm gonna sleep in a little bit late.
wait. Can we talk about that for a sec?
Sure, go ahead.
Your video on Twitter looked like you're having a mental
I
breakdown.
was having a mental breakdown, bro.
I was like,
okay,
yeah,
so
I
here's what happened. Let me explain what happened, how this all went down.
Oh, that shit was
I
so funny.
planned on doing a stream playthrough of One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. And so I already had the whole thing planned. It was up on YouTube. I was good to go. I'm like, I'm going to stream some Pirate Warriors. This is going to be great. And because I already set up the event on YouTube, I couldn't like make a second event because if I went live, it would immediately override that event. And I didn't have enough time to really like put all that stuff there, and I didn't want to find out some of the information that was leaked in this Nintendo Direct because I had already seen on Twitter that there was an ARMS character, and I love ARMS. I love ARMS. I cannot stress enough how much I love this game. I've talked about it on this show before. I love it. And so for me, it was one of those situations where it's like, I need to get to this as soon as possible. But the reason it looked like I was cracked out, let me explain why, was when I came out of I just took a shower as soon as I woke up and I sat down at my computer. So my hair was still wet. I was still drying off. I had my morning cup of coffee and I was like being bombarded by all this information. And so I turned on my screen. I see all these tweets, all these DMs like, you got to watch the Nintendo Direct. You got to watch the Nintendo Direct. And so that's why I looked as frazzled as I was. But yeah, even my parents, like they called me the next day, just see how I'm doing with all the stuff that's going on in the world. And they were like, yeah, we saw your video on Twitter yesterday. It's like, are you okay? It looked like you were crying about something. And I was like, I'm fine. I promise I'm fine. So
No, I thought you were about to say your parents called and said, "Watch the Direct, bro. Watch it right now."
You were saying your parents knew you were such a big arms fan that they called you over it. I was like, yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them sometimes. But yeah, so that's how I found out about the Direct, and that's how all of us found out about the Direct. Really, I think like we just logged on Twitter, saw Nintendo uploaded this thing. Did anybody actually see it as soon as it went live on YouTube?
I was staying awake because I was already awake at like 9 a.m. and I was like, I may as well see if it happens today. So I stayed up an extra hour. It got released. Twitter was really quiet. I opened the description for the Direct so I could go to timestamps, and I clicked Smash, and I was like, oh, cool. And then they showed ARMS, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to Twitter. Nobody was talking about it. Like I feel like no one at first even was gonna watch past Xenoblade. But when Twitter started talking about it, then yeah, you know.
I would like to take this opportunity to collect my W from everyone.
Oh yeah, Tito was.
You said we were going to get it.
Because if you guys remember, I said next Direct, I would not be surprised if we got if we didn't get the character, we would get a time frame.
Yep.
But I'm expecting both, and I'll just go ahead and take my W's in the chat, please. Just go ahead, just a big W, capital, please. Thank you.
W for Tito.
You can add me if you want. Like it's fine. I'll just take my W. It's fine. You know what? I'll just take it. Go ahead.
See, but the weird thing about
Thank
this
you.
was that on Twitter, like ARMS 2 was trending, and ARMS was trending, and Smash was trending. And so for me, when I saw that, I thought, okay, well, this is much more than like a Nintendo Direct Mini. So the whole time I was watching it, I was expecting at the end to see an ARMS 2 announcement because ARMS 2 was trending. So when there wasn't an ARMS 2, I was like, okay, this was still an okay Direct. There was a lot of information in here about Xenoblade. But for me, the reason why I said this doesn't really feel like a mini to me is I feel like we've had big 40-minute long Directs that were more boring than this one. Especially like during the Wii U era, there were some Directs that happened where there were like 3 games and there wasn't a lot of information. But this one, especially if you like third parties and you've been looking forward to a lot of really good ports on Switch, I mean, there was a lot of content here. And we'll go through all of it. In fact, I'll open it up right now and we just go through from the very beginning. Yeah. And talk about it. So the very first thing that was announced, or they showed more of, I should say, this has been announced for a while, is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Is everybody in voice like into it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I played the original. I loved it, and seeing this glow up is it's so crisp. Like it's the graphic is like, again, I played that first one even back then when I was like 15, 14 when I played. I was like, this game looks like shit, and just seeing how beautiful it looks now and seeing the updated UI and like the future connected expansion, how sick it looks and give more closure to Melia. It's just like, I'm all in on it. I'm excited.
Right. No, I'm good, bro. I don't fuck with these blueberry Monatos and shit like that. I don't fuck with that at all.
Blueberry Monatos? What do you mean?
What do you mean? He got the blueberry one. He got the fruit punch one. He got the lemonade one. What else he got? He got the lemon
Oh,
lime
you
one.
talking
Got a
about
green,
his
green apple.
Oh,
He got the green
yes.
apple
Oh,
Monado.
Monado
Oh
arts.
my god.
I don't fuck with any of these shit, bro.
For a second, I was very confused. I'm like, he only has one sword. What are you talking about?
He got all these Monados, bro. Like, I don't...
Dude,
well,
Smash,
technically.
Smash is always cool. The Monado arts, like Smash Monado, which like the Shulk players and like the Xenoblade
like-
fans that kind of drives them
Yeah.
insane.
Oh
I
no,
like
it's. I
half
think
of
it's so
the-
funny because
Aren't half of Shulk's arts in Smash not in Xenoblade?
Yeah, Jump and
Yeah,
Smash
jump
don't
doesn't
exist.
exist.
Yeah.
Buster is different because Buster's more like how Enchant is in Xenoblade.
Yeah.
I feel like the Xenoblade Direct for me is a lot different compared to most of you guys because I feel like a lot of you guys have already played and beaten Xenoblade.
Right.
I attempted to play the first one after I beat the second one. After I beat the second one. After I beat the second one, and I did it through like an HD upgrade through an emulator,
Right.
and
Okay.
it was tough. Like
yeah.
going from 2 to the first one is extremely difficult. So I dropped it. I legitimately couldn't play it. And because of that, I got spoiled through Ultimate with some stuff that happens.
Oh man. So like,
But,
Fiora, I'm assuming.
Just there's a few things that I got spoiled.
I
on.
think
Yeah.
now that it's getting a definitive edition, we shouldn't talk about the two
Not-
spoilers.
I agree.
in
I agree.
Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with the definitive edition coming out and all the trailers dropping, I'm like, man, I really want to watch all of this, but at the same time I don't because I don't want to set myself up for expectations again and I really want to enjoy this
Right.
game.
One thing I do want to talk about slightly because I feel like we kind of have to because it's a pretty huge deal. And this is I think we could word it in a way where it doesn't spoil either of the games, but it is clear from the trailer of just the regular Xenoblade Chronicles portion of this announcement that one of the characters. Wait, what are you laughing about?
Someone in Twitch chat said Tails is in the end credits of Xenoblade and McDarrett.
Why do we keep doing this?
Oh man. So okay, I was like, why are people laughing? I'm trying to go about this in a pretty decent way. So there's a character that you see with a certain necklace in this trailer that very clearly directly relates to Xenoblade
Yeah.
2.
That shit used to just
Actually,
be
that's not even that much of a spoiler, but I've
yeah,
had
it's
to
not.
talk to people about this, and
I wouldn't say it's a.
when I look at it, right, it's a necklace. It's clearly a necklace,
Right.
but people are trying to say that, oh, it's a core crystal.
yeah.
It's not in his body.
No, it's a core crystal like fragment,
Right.
but on a
and
necklace.
that's supposed to look like that.
I know it's obviously made as a reference, but my thing
Yeah.
is Xenoblade 1 just pretty much lacked that symbol.
Sure.
Well, that's in every
Right.
Xenoblade. So I feel like they just got rid of the key, which didn't have a meaning anyway, and just put that there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's still a necklace.
Right.
and it's not really a spoiler unless you like.
Unless you finish 2.
Right.
Already
when you finish
know,
2.
yeah,
right.
like,
Exactly. But I still felt like
That's
I
the
wasn't
thing
gonna.
too. I'm
outright
gonna have
say it.
information that I don't think I should have going into Xenoblade 1 that might like make the game better.
I'm
might
sure they'll
make
make
it
up for
a
it
little weird,
because
but
they know that people are gonna play this after 2 now.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's also that that epilogue thing that I
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
so
I'm
that's,
really
that's,
about?
that's what I was going to bring up. Exactly. So is it called Fated Connection or Future
It's called
Connection?
Future Connected.
Future Connected. Where, it's like an epilogue to the game, but I guess this is a Torna situation where you can play it before actually playing the main game. So I'm assuming they're doing that and like they're allowing you to play it right from the get-go because maybe they expect some people have already played through this game, which is a massive game more than one time. You know, there was the 3DS version and the Wii version, and they probably assumed, well, if you just want to get right into the new content, you can. But it is interesting that they're letting you do it from the very beginning. Because it doesn't sound like it's a separate cartridge like Torna was. It sounds like
No,
this is
it's
all
in there,
part
yeah.
of just the definitive edition.
did Torna even have a cartridge?
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
It did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really?
It was a
Oh, okay, I didn't know
separate
that.
game as well.
Yeah, you could buy Torna separately. You don't even have to own Xenoblade 2.
No, I knew that, but I didn't know you can get a cartridge of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
I
physical
have
copy.
Yeah.
I might need to get me that.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. But overall, I mean, I think the game just looks stunning. I think there were a lot of people who, when this first got announced, they were like, really, they're remaking Xenoblade again? But, I mean, really, just like Coast brought up, when you look at those old character models and compare them to the ones that are in this one, it's like night and day. And even Melia, in particular, when I saw Melia for that portion where they're going about Future Connected, she looks so good. She looks like a Xenoblade 2 character.
Amazing.
She looks amazing.
Also, I kind of wish Shulk's Future Connected outfit was just his actual outfit. low-key.
Yeah,
So
totally
cool,
agree.
dude. That jacket is so sick.
Aside from obvious graphic like improvements, I hope that they change some of the
Mission
quality of life stuff and combat, because it after a while it felt a little sluggish. I don't know if that was just me.
No, it's
I
definitely
think a
got
lot of that
issues.
is going from 2 to 1.
Hey, that's
sure,
what
for
I think
sure.
my issue is.
Because 1's combat is very simple, and 2 is like building on both 1 and X. So it's like there's a lot more you're doing in 2 compared to 1. But I feel like when you get into it, there's a lot of depth. But I think the depth in 1 is more so in skill trees than it is in just like.
That's what
force
I think
combat.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't play
One's-
the first one. Besides, when it came out on 3DS, I played it for a little bit, and I just couldn't get like that into it.
Which is
Mainly
fair,
because it was
again.
like-
yeah.
Yeah, because it was like on the DS, and it was kind of hard to get into a very story-driven game. I feel like
Right.
playing that way on the 3DS. So now that it's coming on the Switch, I definitely want to try it. I probably won't be able to stream it because I know it's like super long and a lot of story. But I'll probably like dabble in it off stream and try to see what it's about.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up from like a content creator perspective, because I know for me personally, everyone's asking for me to stream Xenoblade Chronicles, but it is such a massive game, and I've played it so many times and talked about it so many times that I kind of feel like I don't want to stream it. I kind of want to just re-experience it for myself. But the one thing that I do feel like I can stream is the Future Connected stuff. And now that it's available from the beginning, I mean, I know the story of Xenoblade pretty well, and maybe I'll need like a little bit of a refresher, but I feel like I might be one of those people who jumps in directly into the new content, streams that, and then plays the actual main game on my own.
Yeah.
But one thing about Future Connected that could screw people up is if they even just slightly change Xenoblade's story, just a bit,
Yeah.
Future Connected could spoil you on that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you mean on Xenoblade 2?
No, on Xenoblade 1. If you
Xenoblade
played
1.
Xenoblade 1 already,
yeah,
and
sure,
then you
sure.
go play Future Connected,
Sure.
but like they changed the story in the remake, then Future Connected could get weird.
Sure.
I feel like that would be a strange decision though, because like
Yeah.
for them to make it so that you can play Future Connected from the jump, and then they change
yeah,
the
that's
story.
exactly
There
That seems
probably
kind of
isn't major
contradictory.
changes.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to change the story as much as they're going to retcon some things to make sense within
Yeah, there's just some
Xenoblade
weird
2.
story elements
Yeah.
in it that
Yeah.
See, I really am wondering now, though, if when they were developing Xenoblade 2, this was the plan all along to really make a lot more connections between it outside of what there already was there in Xenoblade 2. And what I mean by that is, like, if they went back to Xenoblade when writing 2, knowing full well they were going to remake Xenoblade even that early on, and to add in this new content to like make it all kind of make sense. Because now it does seem very clear, if there was any question about it before, that these are sort of going to be, or the Xenoblade Chronicles portion, I should say, are all going to be like a continuing story. Whereas like X was sort of its own tangent, and maybe they'll do another spin-off one day or something, like a Y, or I don't know, Xenoblade Y. But
They need to fix X. I don't want to get into it, but they need to fix that game.
so I do want to hear what you think about that, though. You said you don't want to get into it, but why do you think they need to fix X? Like, what about it do you think needs fixing?
Overdrive is inherently broken. Like, it's fun when you're playing it, but the not fun part about Overdrive and X is, unlike when you're doing, like, I don't know, the fun stuff in the other Xenoblade games, Overdrive and X changes the song. So I'm on the final boss, I can't even hear the final boss theme, I just hear Overdrive the whole time. And it's like, well, just don't use Overdrive. Okay, then you do no damage. Because the game is like, you Overdrive and just kill stuff, or good luck. The entire last 2 missions in that game are ass. And like, this is someone who loves Xenoblade, and I was having good fun with X. Those last 2 missions pissed me off so much.
I'm trying to
made me
remember what
just-
the last mission when you're in the giant hangar, right?
You're fighting. So first, I don't want. I'm not.
I mean, it's a
spoiling,
I
but
mean,
anyway.
it's just a location. You don't have to say
You're
who you're
fighting.
fighting, but
you're in that big thing at the end.
Yeah,
You're
right.
fighting the boss, who then turns into this other thing, and
Right.
it's just like that. That was already stupid. Then it just spawns a ton of enemies that you have to fight 20 of them at once in a Xenoblade game. Oh yeah, they all AOE and stun you. It's just like, okay, yeah, I don't. get why they designed this. So yeah, that was annoying.
That game's story is also
Someone
weird.
that doesn't really play the series. I don't really play any JRPGs that much, but I've
It's
heard
okay.
like,
You don't have to play weeb games. It's fine. And you're so welcome.
but so I've heard mixed. So I hear a lot of people really like Xenoblade 1, but some didn't like 2, but just like the first one. Some really like X in the first one, didn't like 2. It seems all over the place in terms of the opinions on it.
Yeah, I have a friend who really likes X over 2, but he likes X because he likes Overdrive a lot. I feel like the people who like X, you like Overdrive because that's that game. Because you can literally Overdrive and not even have a party, and you as your main character can do everything. So that's just Xenoblade X. But Xenoblade 2, it's much more party focused. You have to build a team. I get when people don't like the gacha element of 2, or you get random like summons instead of them being like tied to story stuff. But then you get into like Torna, which takes that out, and now Torna's like super refined Xenoblade 2 combat.
I am curious.
Torna's like the best of Xenoblade.
Well, the thing with Torna though,
I agree.
I don't know about that. 'cause
I hate the side
it's-
quest.
I feel like
structure of that
Torna's
game.
combat's too easy, way too easy.
You think the combat's? You mean the game itself, like the difficulty, or the combat
Like
itself?
Torna, I'm getting the elemental orbs just without even trying, and just bursting, and it's just I thought it was too easy.
I think the thing with Torna is that it's unlike the main game of Xenoblade 2, which I feel like the combat was designed such that it can be sustained for a very, very long time.
Right.
Torna, its combat was designed very much for a 15 to 13 hour campaign, and
Like you level up
there
way
isn't-
faster.
yeah, there isn't too much to do beyond that. Like with Xenoblade 2, the main game, you can, since there are so many different blades, you can experiment with different combinations,
Right.
you could try different builds and the like. But Torna, you've just got your 9 or so characters, and it's all very straightforward. And once you understand it, that's it. It's kind of just done. It's still good in its own way, but it doesn't have that same kind of longevity.
I really enjoyed Torna when I played it for the first time. I thought it was great, but
I did too.
I
it's-
agree.
it's
It's like
pretty
it's
good
a
first time
good.
What I had with Torna was the community shit and the
I hated
combat.
that. Yeah, the community shit. I was like, I couldn't stand. Like that was one of my biggest gripes. Like having to do all those side quests, which some of them are like really grindy and annoying. But like that's just me.
Okay, so me, like, I've just started Torna. I'll admit that. So I
Yeah,
started the
so-
community thing, but as I've been doing the community, I like the community system better than any way they've done that system in any Xenoblade.
Right.
'Cause every Xenoblade
I
has
just
that
rather it
system
didn't
kinda-
exist.
Yeah, I
ever.
do too. Because like that's like the MMO aspect of Xenoblade is like grinding reps, but I just don't like it. Because like
Yeah.
in the first Xenoblade, you literally have like 3 extra skill trees per character that are tied to that. If you just don't do that, you will not get them throughout the game. And it's just like,
Yeah.
why do this? Like that's one thing I really hope they change with Definitive Edition.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I really hope that they change the quest system in Xenoblade Definitive Edition and how it ties to various other features in the game, as well as like the affinity system, like not being able to see heart to hearts until characters have certain affinities together. It's like, oh,
Exactly.
I
yeah.
see this heart to heart
I agree.
in the very first area, but I can't do it until
Yeah.
these characters have like level 4 affinity, which is like near end game. So I have to come back to this area. And it's just, I like that Xenoblade 2 did it, where it's just like you have these 2 characters in your party, you can see their heart to heart if it's there, and you just enjoy the cutscene, whatever.
Yeah.
It's strange though, because I've seen a lot of people talking about how, they've never played a Xenoblade game before. They seem daunting. All their friends were really into them, but they've never played one. I do actually feel, while we're still on the topic of Torna, that Torna is the best introduction to the series that you can get, because it's short enough where like you could kind of understand if this is the type of thing you like, and then you can go right from Torna into Xenoblade 2, get much more depth of the characters in Xenoblade 2, knowing where they originally came from. And I don't really think that takes away from any of the twists of the story. It just like expands upon it. And then by the time, especially because we're all in self-quarantine right now anyway, by the time you're done with Xenoblade 2, Xenoblade Definitive Edition comes out, and you're good to go, and you'll be able to see some of those connections. But I'm curious to ask you guys, like, do you think playing Xenoblade 2 before playing Xenoblade 1 will ruin anything about Xenoblade 1?
No.
Because I don't think so either.
I think they're written and
Personally-
made in such a way that you could just pick up whichever.
Coming from experience, I think gameplay wise it might.
Yeah.
I don't know about Definitive Edition.
Yeah, it depends on
Again,
how
it depends on
Edition
Definitive, yeah.
comes to look at it, yeah.
If nothing's changed gameplay wise, you might not enjoy it. You might like it a bit more. It
Yeah.
depends on how you like your gameplay for those kind of games, but I think you'll definitely get a lot more enjoyment out of the story.
So the story wise, definitely no, because the connections between 2 and 1 happen so.
There's
late.
literally one connection, and it's at the end of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I guess would almost kind of work as a lead-in to Xenoblade 1. But the thing is, you're waiting for that moment then, right? And I feel like so much, again, without going into spoilers for Xenoblade 1 now, because a lot of people might not have played it, but like going into that final, like 30 minutes of Xenoblade, the original game, it was kind of mind-blowing the very first time we ever got to it. So
Do you guys think at the end of Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition, they are going to have Xenoblade 1's side of the...
Yes.
100%.
You know what happened?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're gonna
like
do
they'll
it.
probably,
They
yeah.
gotta do it. Yeah.
Yeah. You mean like?
I'm trying to think of-
Never mind. I
You
was
know-
gonna
you
say
know when he
something
said
else.
it, and then you
No,
can
wait,
hear it.
yeah. We know what we're talking about. Yeah.
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 All right, well, that's cool. Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's available May 29th, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Now, moving on, there was the announcement from 2K of 3 collections coming to Switch, one of which I am incredibly excited about. We're getting
I
a
completely forgot
BioShock
about
collection, a Borderlands collection, and an XCOM collection, all coming to Switch, unfortunately, on the same day as Xenoblade, so sending these games out to die.
Rest in peace.
But man, having BioShock on Switch is going to be just incredible. I'm
Awful?
such a huge
Awful?
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Whoa.
Yeah, awful because we all know that game's gonna run like dick on the ground. True, like
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
come on, bro.
Well, no, I think because they already
Maybe
announced.
one of the later ones will, but I don't think the...
You think Bioshock Infinite is gonna run good on the Switch?
Yeah,
BioShock
no,
Infinite
that
was
I
a
think
PS3
so.
game.
Yeah, the PS3 and 360 game. I think it'll be fine.
It's not a PS4 game.
Yeah, Skyrim is on the Switch too, and that shit runs like dog shit.
Yeah, but Skyrim
Yeah,
is
he's
Bethesda,
right.
and Bethesda's games always run like dog shit. So that's not
I mean,
really like a new
but
thing.
hold on,
You know what I mean?
hold on. But then The Witcher 3 is on the Switch, and the game also runs pretty bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a history of
Witcher on the Switch literally looks like RuneScape 3.
right. So Witcher looks the way Witcher on the Switch looks like it's a PS2 game.
I think those games are way more intensive on
I completely
the
agree.
system than
I'm more
BioShock
excited
and-
for Borderlands than any
I
of
think
them.
Borderlands would
That'll
have more of an
work
issue.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Borderlands
they are-
is such a good game to have on the go, like especially Borderlands 2. Like that's
Well, they
they
already
can get it
announced.
running right.
Especially if you can just pass the Joy-Con off, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That'd be really nice.
Well, they said there's motion. They said it's 1080p, 30 FPS, and you can use motion control. So at least they're doing some like.
Oh, you have gyro aiming?
yeah, they
okay.
said they're adding.
Do they
it,
have
so.
gyro aiming in BioShock as well?
I don't know. I assume if they're doing it for Borderlands, I
Oh,
like to
so.
hope
Oh,
they're
my
doing it for
God, I hope so.
Bioshock.
Gyro aiming's actually pretty big for console games for me. I cannot play shooters anymore on controller. I just cannot do it.
Man, I'm excited. I think I've brought this up even on the podcast before. Is the very first play? I was a theater major in college. I was a theater and English major, and the very first play I ever auditioned for in college, I did the Andrew Ryan monologue from the end of the first BioShock. And
Oh my God.
like as I was auditioning, all the 3 people who were sort of like judging the monologue were like blown away by this monologue, but they didn't understand really what it meant, and it was for this really weird like niche kind of play. But then I ended up getting cast in the play. I was like a freshman, and my director of the play came up to me like 3 months into doing our rehearsals, and he's like, "Hey, so I'm playing through a game right now on my PlayStation called BioShock, and I think you spoiled this game for me."
That's amazing.
And so I was laughing when I explained the whole situation. He goes, "Yeah, don't ever do a monologue from a video game ever again for an audition." And I was like,
He's
"Well,
a
bitch,
hater.
you cast me, so like I don't understand."
He's hating,
You know
bro.
what I
He's
mean?
hating. He's super hating. Right now.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I
He said, "I can't believe you said Tails is at the end of the movie, man."
Oh my god.
He's so
McDareth
petty.
never living that
Why would
down.
he do
Honestly,
that?
I think McDareth, you're living with that for life at this point.
Wait, with what?
With oh, never mind. Let's not even go into the Tails thing anymore. I was going to say with Tails being the end credit.
Oh no,
thing, but-
yeah. Let's
Yeah, we'll move right along. All right, so moving right along, there's like something about that Marvel game that none of us played. And then what else? Let's skip.
Every presentation.
Oh, you mean that incredible 8 to 9 out of 10 game called Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?
All right, so
the
anyway,
Black
so
Order?
Shin Sakai Under the Depths or something is like this other Bioshock side-scrolling thing that we're not going to talk about. And then we got a free update
crazy.
for Animal Crossing New Horizons. We had a little bit of news regarding the first
love
update
that
for
game.
Bunny Day.
If you duped, you're a bitch.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that, but I'm relatively Disney, so I'm not going to say that, but I don't think you should duplicate. Well, they removed duplication since the last podcast because we talked about that being the one thing that you probably shouldn't do, and they removed it. And now I saw some people posting that like if they did it, and the item on top of whatever the table was glitches and stays there even if you remove the bottom item. So some people just
Forever
have
a
like
mark of
floating
shame
switches in
on
their
your
town
own.
now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It's the mark of shame. But yeah, the new Bunny Day stuff looks really cute. I'm seeing the new
Earth Day.
all the new items. Earth Day coming with Leaf. Excited for
I'm
that.
really excited about that because I like gardening in Animal Crossing, and there not being any fertilizer It makes me want to die.
So do you think that they're going to open up like a new facility with Leaf? That's going to be part
That'd
of the
be
update?
awesome, but I'm assuming he's just gonna sit there on the town plaza area.
Because we talked about this, I think, previously on the Japan Time about like how they're going to work with updates and other facilities and things that they're adding later on. Like we could already assume Brewster's going to be added to the museum cafe at some point. If they do end up giving a facility to Leaf, maybe they're keeping this stuff out of the game now because they don't want people to move too far ahead too quick.
I mean,
Yeah, I think so. I was annoyed at first because I was like, well, why is there content that's obviously being withheld if like these are staples of the game? But I guess their idea is like to spread it out organically and so that you can't time
I also
experience
think
everything.
Yes, certain things I think they want everyone to experience at the same time and not get spoiled.
Like I don't think there's a
Talk
shop
about-
upgrade beyond the first one in the game. yet.
No, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is I don't think I mentioned this on Japan Time. I think it was just on my stream. In New Leaf, you know how in your house you have like all the side rooms and stuff in New Horizons.
Sure.
In New Leaf, you could make those side rooms bigger,
yeah.
but in this game you can't. Is that gonna be DLC on top of adding another Nook's Cranny upgrade?
Maybe. I mean, I could see them doing that as additional DLC. Not necessarily DLC, but like them just updating the game where Nook then offers you like more expansions. I could totally see that.
Yeah, I hope they add more shops and stuff because, like yesterday, I rolled the KK Slider credits or whatever, and it's like there's obviously a ton to do, but like I wish there was like more shops in there, more like areas to like go around and stuff. So I hope they update it frequently with stuff.
Yeah. So moving on from Animal Crossing, was that the? Let me see. I'm thinking. Oh no, there was another announcement before then. There was another announcement. We got a first-party game announcement, small first-party game called Good Job. Which have any of you guys played this?
No, but when I was watching it, I was like, "Who are they making this for?" And then all the crazy shit started happening, and I was like, "Okay, I'll try it."
It looks kind of cute. Yeah, I actually want to play it. So again, I don't know anything about this game. I haven't looked into it. I was too blown away by the next announcement, so to really talk about this. But I do really, really want to try this game out. So if there's anybody in the chat who has any impressions, hey, Purebred Doge, have you played Good Job? Have you played Good Job yet?
Oh my god.
I want to play 51 games in one or whatever that game is.
Clubhouse games. There you go.
That wasn't the question.
I know I wasn't, but that's the answer.
Oh my
All
god.
right, you want to play Clubhouse games? All right, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, it's free
Fair
real estate.
What of the 51 games in Clubhouse games, which game is most exciting to you?
I want to learn how to play Go properly because I still don't understand it.
That's fair. All right. How about you guys?
Checkers.
Oh god.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
The Clubhouse games announcement. Come on, dude, do first
Candyland?
party
There
games.
was the DS one, which
I
had
wanna
the
play
40
the-
games. That was a good time. There was a certain card game that I really liked.
They got toy boxing. They got solitaire. They got tanks. Come on, people. Bowling.
If you ain't putting money up, you're not playing with me. That's all I know.
Yeah, they brought back We Play Tanks, so I'm happy with that. I'll play that.
Shout out to Scott the Waz for sure. But yeah, I mean, I actually thought that looked kind of cute. Like if that's just a $30 download game, I think I'll probably end up getting that. Because there's a lot of the different little We Play mini games that are in there, in addition to some of the other Clubhouse games that were fun. And if the whole thing is online, I could see that being like a nice little sort of after dinner mint after you have like a really long gaming session. You just hop online and, play Go against somebody. I'd like it. I wanted to add Gungi from Hunter x Hunter. I thought that would have been hype if Gungi was actually like a board that you can play in the game.
No.
But
they should add the remember New Super Mario Bros. On the DS?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know where I'm going?
I don't. No.
What did they?
You can play little mini games. You can play poker with Luigi.
Oh, that was Mario 64 DS. Yeah. Yeah, that was Mario 64
You play
DS.
poker with
all the
I'm trying to
Luigi.
pick. I'm
Yeah,
trying
you
to pick
can
pedals with Yoshi, bro.
You can play poker with Luigi,
Oh,
and you
that's
can be like,
64? Huh.
yeah.
I'm trying to be sad on the castle with my boy Yoshi.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your insight on Clubhouse games, Purebred Doge. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I love you all.
Thank you. Look how nice. When Shofu's not here, Doge is actually behaving. That's
I
pretty
didn't. I honestly, I haven't listened to any of the recent episodes for like probably like
What
a
are you
year.
doing on this show? Connor, you're off.
Welcome back.
I didn't know you still brought. You still brought them on. I remember this became like a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
well,
yeah,
Definitely,
Purebred Doge.
definitely
That's a regular
every
feature.
episode.
Yeah, I didn't realize this continued past like 2 episodes.
No. It's a regular thing now. We don't have Ricky, so we have to throw in some spice every once in a while. Yeah.
Doge is nice, but like it's every episode without fail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every episode without fail, Doge shows up for sure.
That's good.
I like it though. I'm a fan.
They seem like they mean well.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on from Clubhouse games, let's actually talk about the really big announcement. So out of nowhere, I guess there's some third-party stuff. We're gonna skip it for now, though. Out of nowhere.
Wait.
And
Is one of those
Pokemon.
Bravely?
What'd you say?
Oh, Bravely
Is
Default.
Bravely one of those ones?
Bravely's
Just...
after this.
No,
Bravely's
no.
after
Oh,
this.
okay,
We'll talk
okay,
about Bravely. Don't worry. Don't. I got you.
making
I know.
sure.
You think I'm gonna bypass one of my favorite games in this direct? No. We'll get to Bravely. So there was the announcement of Catherine coming to Switch, which whatever. Give me
I'm
Persona.
asleep.
That's fine. I don't care. There was the announcement of a new rhythm mini game coming to Ring Fit Adventure with like Splatoon
I'm playing that
music or
shit
something.
tonight.
That is
After
sick,
this.
though. I think that is sick.
I like Ring Fit Adventure. I've
I
been
wish
having a
I
good
had
time
it.
with it. So
After this podcast is done, I'm playing that immediately.
on stream.
I had the idea of, that jogging thing that they added?
Oh,
If they want to keep doing crossover stuff, they should let us jog through like Nintendo games,
Ooh, I would love that.
like the Breath of the Wild map or like New Donk
Ooh.
City or something.
It does seem like it's in the Breath of the Wild engine. I could be wrong about that, but it looks very similar to Breath of the Wild.
Weirder games have shared engines, so I wouldn't be surprised. Shout outs to Splatoon and Mario Maker.
Did we
What?
ever actually talk about Ring Fit Adventure for any meaningful amount of time on the show?
No, I feel like we probably skipped the week.
It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed Ring Fit
Yeah,
Adventure.
I thought it was going to be your average Nintendo bargain bin peripheral, but now it's going for $700.
Extremely fun.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of miffed that I didn't get around because I was like on the fence about it for ages, and now it's like hard to get and expensive. So
It was really hard to find actually in Japan. They were having like shipment shortages, and they still are to this day. I mean, like you cannot find one if you live in Japan. I listened to another podcast, 84 Play, and they were talking about trying to get like Ring Fit Adventure for their apartment and for their office, and they had mentioned that they had to import it from America to actually get a copy of the game because they couldn't find it at any of the stores that were in Tokyo. So interesting enough. All right, but then moving on from that. Hands down, the most shocking thing in this direct. I'm still blown away by the fact that this happened in the way that it did. We get the announcement of the first character coming to Super Smash Bros. Fighter Pass 2. And it's done in a very a strange way because we see Challenger Pack 6. They say the next character is, and then we see the entire roster of ARMS, and they say that a character from the ARMS franchise is coming to Super Smash Bros. But it's going to take a little bit more development time. They're going to drop in June. Wait for more details. And that's it. Right. No announcement of the character. This is the first time in Smash history in which a franchise has been announced. Of course. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm cool with ARMS being in Smash, but
me too.
I kind of wish they didn't reveal this at all.
Really?
In the way that they did.
This
Okay,
is
so
like
go
the
ahead, go
worst
ahead.
Smash announcement in the history of mankind, I think.
No. Pac-Man being revealed after the Invitational.
Oh yeah, that too.
I
That
agree.
Pac-Man,
I agree.
that
That should have been its
second.
own thing. Yeah.
No,
So,
But that
I'm
guy
hyped
popping
for
off in
Arms.
the
I
thing
love-
is so good.
I love Arms characters. I love Arms. Everything about Arms I love except for the game itself.
Right.
But I'm cool with them being in Smash. But I really don't think this is the way to announce a kid. This is stupid.
I'm gonna play counterpoint to that because I think
Right.
that
I
after the
will
Byleth
as well.
situation, after the Byleth situation where people freaked out that we were getting a first-party character, that it wasn't a third party, I actually think it was very smart of them to announce that there was a character coming from Arms, even if they didn't say what character it was, to just sort of temper expectations for that first character. Because I think if we hadn't gotten an update at all, and June came, and it's like the first character in the fighter pass is going to get announced tomorrow, and all the things would have blown up on Twitter. Oh, it's going to be Sora or Gino or Dante or whatever. And then we got an Arms character, people would have rioted. And I wouldn't have. And I feel like a lot of you guys wouldn't have either. It's a first party character. It's cool. Like, a lot of us like the Arms aesthetic, but I feel like the general consensus of the internet, especially if they're really going to be spacing out these characters, people would have been furious. I would say almost even madder than the Byleth situation.
A big thing with Byleth, I'm speaking for myself and like maybe a few other people. Like I said, I'm cool with Arms. I'm not really a fan of characters that are. Every character is an advertisement. Some are more blatant than others. But with Byleth, the thing about Byleth is that the characters, whatever, the moveset is so boring. They are the most boring DLC Smash character, maybe other than like Corrin. Corrin might be more interesting.
I actually disagree.
They're like their whole mechanic with the switching weapons thing isn't a mechanic. It's just an animation change.
No, I don't even call
they
it.
They could do the same thing.
So the way I look at it, I don't call it a mechanic. It's just like, here's a thing that's from Fire Emblem that we're having a character actually reference finally, that you can use different weapons. Like Robin referenced the fact that Fire Emblem uses tomes, and you also have like durability on weapons. That's the way I would more look at it than like this is a mechanic.
There was a specific reason why I said what I said about them not even telling us what the character was. They still didn't technically tell us who the character was. But the reason being is the fact that I don't expect them to drop that character until fall. So
Really?
Whoa.
yeah, I don't expect them to drop that character until like late summer, early fall, especially now, given the fact that a majority, I would assume, they're not working. And if they are, they're working at a fraction of the production that they are normally working. So
Didn't they say it was June though?
Yeah, I thought they said.
Pretty sure
I thought they
in
said
the
it was
announcement
June.
that it's going to be a new
yeah,
characters
I'm
coming
talking
in June.
I'm talking about when I said it initially.
Okay. Fair.
Okay,
cool.
okay.
Yeah, when I said it initially, I was like, "There's no way we're getting a character early to midsummer." The reason being is because obviously, given the situation,
Of course.
But of course, I also said, and I don't know if I said it here or on another stream, but I was like, it is going to be a first-party character because it's going to be a character that they already were working on. It's going to be a character that they know they don't need to get anybody's clearance, they don't need to get anybody's approval. Just going to be a character that they already be like, oh, we're going to get fucking the Falco dude from Zelda, like, or whoever. I don't know his name. I didn't play the game, but you know what I'm saying. Whatever.
Yeah, I think that could go for the
whatever,
first
his
two
name is.
even
I don't
because
really
they've
care.
got 6 this time. Like
Right.
the first 2 could
Yeah.
easily be first party that they were already working on.
So
And I'm fine with first party. I feel like it disappoints most people, but we got to
I like
remember
first party. Yeah.
this is a Nintendo game.
right, for sure. But I it's not necessarily weird to me that the way they did it. I actually like the way they did. Okay, like is a strong word. I don't mind the way that they did it only because, if they were going to announce, for example, they're in a little bit of a predicament because A, Springman is an assist trophy.
Right.
B, Ribbon Girl is a costume.
Right.
So given
Costume doesn't really matter since Crom is a costume and he made it
Crom's
as
a
a
costume, he's in the
fighter.
game, right, for sure. But more importantly, if there was going to be an Arms character in the game, we all thought it was going to be Springman,
Right.
Because obviously, why wouldn't it be, right? So
I see your point, but like I think this is a good thing. That you know how they showed like every Arms character that could get in.
Right.
Yeah.
Springman is still there, which I think means, kind of, even if he doesn't become playable, I think it means that assist trophies might not rule characters out.
yeah,
So
Because
there's
why
a
would it
theory.
even be weird?
I
Because
have a
think
theory
about
this.
playing Mario
Specifically
versus
with
Mario,
Springman.
you know?
Specifically about Springman, I have a theory about this. If they choose to put Springman in the game as a playable character, they could replace the Springman assist trophy with Springtron.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be relatively easy to do.
They could
'Cause,
do
like,
that with other characters too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Where-
quite clever.
if you have like in the Spirit Track stage, for example, where Alfonso takes the lead or whatever he said during that picture of the day, if you're playing on the Spirit Track stage with Toon Link just doesn't show up. I could see them doing something similar here with Springtron, being like the assist trophy that pops up if you're playing with Spring Man.
Yeah, that's why I always said that it makes literally no sense for people to say that like assist or spirits rule out DLC, because it's like why would they let something in the game dictate what they're going to develop later on if they can just change it that easily?
Yeah.
And then you have like there's like a handful of the major assist trophies you could replace too. Like
Shadow, please.
Alucard.
Get rid of the Shadow assist trophy.
if you make Alucard playable,
oh my God,
you could put Soma instead. You make Zero playable. You put GBA Zero as the assist trophy instead.
Oh man.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of stuff. Waluigi, you put him in the garbage.
Yeah, facts, for sure.
All right, here's my question though. All right, so Tito, you mentioned this before that every character is essentially an ad, right?
Right.
I think it was Zeph who mentioned that, but yeah.
Oh, Zeph, sorry.
What did I say?
That every character is essentially an ad. Which makes sense, right?
Yeah,
obviously it was super blatant for.
Obviously not like every character, but most. Like Banjo, what are they advertising with fucking that?
Terry was because Sakurai likes Terry. That's
Terry. Technically, Terry is an ad because they announced at Evo that King of Fighters is coming back.
Oh, okay. So I guess Terry was an ad then too. Never mind.
But the main question, I guess, here is that with ARMS. What's the point of revealing an ARMS character now, considering that all the content? Considering that all the content for ARMS was done a good while ago. Why would they reveal it now unless there's something else ARMS related coming on the way,
right?
Like another ARMS game, more a sequel to ARMS? And with that in mind, do you think that there's potential for, let's say, the face mascot character of that game to be the next Fight
In fact,
character?
I think if it is a character from ARMS 2, I think the announcement will literally be this exact announcement where you see the full roster, and then like you see a punch goes through the roster, and it's actually like this new character, and you know who the hell it is, and it leads into an ARMS 2 trailer, kind of like what happened with Isabel.
Springman.
Please no Shadow Springman.
Evil Springman.
But so I think that's a legitimate possibility that we could get an ARMS 2 character, or like the mascot of that game as
I really
the
hope
character
there's
here.
ARMS 2.
I do too, man. I think there's a lot of potential for that franchise.
Yeah,
so.
ARMS has the
really
same amount of
dope if the
potential
game
as
was good.
Yeah, I swear to God, ARMS has the same amount of potential as Splatoon. They just have to figure out how to make the gameplay more enjoyable.
Yeah, well, the
I'm
problem
gonna
with
get
also had a
crucified for
campaign.
saying this. I know I'm gonna get crucified for saying this. I like ARMS more than I like Splatoon.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
No one here
Like,
can crucify you. Your chat
Sophie and I
might
were
go
talking
for it.
about-
No, I didn't mean you guys. I meant the chat. I definitely I definitely meant the chat. I meant the people watching this on Shofu's channel later on.
I think one of the problems,
you guys.
one of the problems with ARMS is that like how exactly do they go about changing the gameplay? Because they did still maintain like this kind of dedicated subset of fans that do really enjoy the ARMS gameplay. They were there through all of the updates. And by the way, the update culture for ARMS was really good. The fact that everything is free was really nice. But like, how do you change that gameplay such that you can like bring in a lot of new people, or bring in those people that didn't quite like the old game but still maintain those existing fans?
I see. I know exactly how. Yeah, I said the same thing. I could never come up with it, but I think Nintendo can.
I think so too.
If there's someone that can salvage some bullshit, it'll be them.
I think
feel like
the original
game
ARMS
needs
was
to either have a
so.
reward or a detriment for like. I feel like they need to reward aggressive play more. Maybe you build meter faster or something. Because the problem with ARMS is
They could
there's so
also
much
just add a
reward
whole
to
new
just
mechanic.
moving back the whole time.
Yeah.
No, but the problem with ARMS is that, I mean, let's be honest, the game's not engaging to watch. Because it's not a fun game to watch. Like you can't. Every character. I mean, we've all played the game, or at least most of us have played the game. We understand it's not the case, but
It's
every
free
character looks like they're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Every character looks like they're jumping and then punching, and then that's literally it. There's no Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter Alpha parries. There's no smash attacks. Even there's no ultras. There's like nothing like that makes it look different, because
Ultras would be sick.
Like every character looks like they're doing the exact. There's no real cinematics. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like there's no nothing. That's why the game is awful competitively. Like it's not a good. It's not a fun game to watch at all. Like
all right, but are
like,
we trying to fix it competitively, or are we trying to fix it to make it more fun to play?
If you're releasing
I'm
ARM
glad
2,
you said
ideally
that, Darius,
both.
because I think
Yeah.
ideally both, sure, Viram, but I think the direction they might go in, which I think maybe is probably not what fighting game fans want, I could see them really pushing like a single player story mode kind of thing. Like something that's not just arcade, but like really building out an adventure with the character.
Yeah.
Almost
You
like
could
using the
definitely
Ring
do some
Fit
cool
adventure.
platforming with arms.
Totally,
Yeah.
for sure. With like platforming and punching.
Different attachments and
right,
stuff.
right.
Speaking of that, this is the same topic, but it's a little bit of a topic change. Is they said that this fighter will have all new mechanics.
Oh, it's gonna be the arm switching mechanic for sure. Like it's gonna be you hold down B or something and you switch between like that heavy arm or the electric
Let me
arm.
read
no,
it.
no. I think you're going to be able to do that in the character select menu.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
that's what I think.
I think
That's
before
what
you
I
go
said,
in,
too.
Yeah.
before you go
Okay,
in,
that's
because
cool.
like for example, everyone expected what's her face, new bitch, what's her name?
Violet.
Bitch.
Yeah, her.
Violet.
Okay,
Violet.
her to be
Yeah.
a stance switcher. The only stance switcher character is Pokemon Trainer. That's the only stance
Right.
switching character.
And
Right.
Shulk. to an
What about
extent.
and
Shulk,
Shulk
too?
and Shulk kind of, but even
But
then
not as
his
extreme.
his moveset does not change.
Right.
Really, it's just the frame and the properties of the frame data. Pokemon Trainer's stances change, meaning their moves and their options physically change. So when it comes to arms, the cool thing about arms is that the arms make every character a stance changer because
Right.
from the character select screen. So if it's not necessarily like we're not talking about custom moves because they would all be
It's a way to bring custom moves back for arms.
right for that specific character,
Okay.
right? Because
That'd be
then,
cool.
like, let's say I don't expect them to get wild or anything like that, but let's say conservatively, there are 3 arm sets, and they're a combination of each. You have like the basic punchy shit, then you have like one with the drill arm, and then one with
That
and then,
boomerang.
and then one with like that boomerang arm, right?
Okay.
So that way,
And plus elements too.
plus elements,
Yeah.
and obviously, it's going to be a little bit weird for them to do Echo Fighters as well, considering that a lot of the characters don't look or have the same model. It's not like a Bowser Jr. 1-to-1,
Yeah.
but like that's kind of this might be the actual second stance switcher because I don't consider Shulk a stance switcher, to be honest, but like you know what I mean. But just the ability to switch, which I think is cool, and again, which is kind of why I'm like okay with them holding off, because if they're gonna do it, it's so contrary to what every other character they make, because they have a very specific formula. Sakurai has a very specific formula about how he likes to create characters, which is why Pokemon Trainer feels so unique. So if they're gonna make a new stance character, I want them to make a new stance character. I don't want them to make a stance character that's gonna play like everything else. That's why.
If we're going to take that to another level, so of course in arms you have 2 arms and you can switch between you can select a left arm and you can select a right arm.
Right, and 3 for each.
And
of
if you
them.
could,
right,
yeah, and if you could do that in Smash, it would be really interesting, because let's say the arms character's forward air is done with just the left arm.
Right.
You could have that specific move be a specific arm, but like have a different arm reserved for the other arm, if that makes sense. So you could literally, you could have 2 of the same or 2 different arms, but depending on which arm you set it on, it will yield different results for the character.
sure. A good
This
example,
character, I
is
think,
like
will
you
have
have
an
a
incredible
punching
depth.
arm, for example, right? If you have like one arm that maybe like has an ice effect similar to when you throw a freezy at somebody, right? Because there's like the chili arms in the original game, and that's your main forward air. Like if you punch them and hit them in the right sweet spot, they freeze. Whereas if you change the arm to something else, like what are the name of the charging torpedo arm things from the
I
game?
don't know the arm names. I just
But
know what they are.
basically, where like you would punch it, and then it would basically work like Link's bomb. You know how Link's bomb blows up in this one?
Yeah,
it has
yeah,
almost
yeah.
that effect, and has a little bit of a stun on it. But you could just switch between the arms given the situation. So if you're going up against somebody who is playing a character that's spammy that you don't know how to get around, you could then switch the arm to sort of like change your tactics in the situation.
And
The
also,
tri-
if we're going to talk
Thank you.
about, go ahead.
Oh no, somebody just named what the arm was in the chat.
Oh.
The Tri-Bolt and the Seiki. Thank you.
Yeah, y'all know. It's been so long since we even looked at that game, but I think also if we're going to keep it into the formula of design, obviously, the fact that they didn't name a character means that it's going to be either a character that we don't know, or it's going to be multiple characters, like a Bowser Jr. situation, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Or
otherwise,
a few of the characters could be like you could put Springman, Ribbon Girl, that
Twintel and
ninja guy,
Min-Min, I would say.
Twintel,
Yeah.
Min-Min. Like there's a handful of characters that
you
could
could be like a
That's kind of
Twintel
why I
though,
was
'cause
thinking
it's
that they
not
didn't
their
announce
arm.
it. I think it's going to
That's
be
true.
if it's going to be an individual character and they switch, I feel like it'll be either Twintel or Min Min. And I know Mike was in here earlier, so I'm bummed that he just left. But for anybody who still plays the game, there was like a second anniversary party crash in the game that
right,
Min Min
and
won.
yeah, she won
And-
that. About that. Right.
Nothing like really ever came of that. They did like this artwork for her on Twitter, and they
We
talked
still don't
about
have
Min
the
Min.
book.
But yeah, we still really don't know what that was supposed to mean. And I think a lot of people assume, given how Splatoon 1 led into Splatoon 2, and very clearly the last Splatfest of Splatoon 2 is probably going to eventually lead into Splatoon 3, that maybe that Min Min winning the party crash or whatever was going to lead to the next ARMS game. But I could see them almost working that in to be sort of like a tease for her coming to Smash Brothers, because this was relatively recent, and I feel like they would have already knew that this character was going to happen by the time, or they would have at least knew that an ARMS character was coming, by the time this party crash happened. So I think that's one direction I could see them going in, and the Ramen Bowl stage I think would work perfect for a Smash stage. But one thing that I think is always so important to note that people forget about when it comes to Smash characters is what characters the developers like. And also, like, Nintendo is aware of the reaction of people as well to the characters that were in the ARMS staff. And Yubuki has gone on record as saying that the internet's reaction to Twintel gave them the energy to continue developing the game. And, like, unanimously, people like Twintel. Unanimously. I don't know of one person who didn't like who Twintel is. And I think...
All right, but, like, for real, though, like no horny... She's like my favorite playable character. She's so fun to play as.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, no, thick, whatever. No, but I mean that just from a character standpoint. I think she's just a really unique design. To get a woman of color in there would be amazing, too, considering we don't have any in Smash at all. To get a girl, at least.
I was just going to bring up, I hope that, I don't know if Sakurai has done this. I'm pretty sure he has, but I hope that, speaking of Yubuki, they bring him on to help develop whatever ARMS character.
I think he will, because like this is from Sakurai himself. A new fighter from ARMS will join Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Despite this special request, it is very difficult to stick to the rules of the game as well as find the right balance while maintaining the spirit of ARMS. Prepare for a fighter with entirely original mechanics. So I think. Yeah. It would make total sense for Sakurai to be like, yo, Yubuki, can you help? I don't know what the fuck
and
to
just
do.
Just straight up with the games that he's made, like it's like perfect for Smash.
And also another thing that I think is also worth noting, especially since in reality this is all speculation, but of course. But when it comes to creating new characters, I think now more than ever, especially given the fact that people might it's kind of a meme, but if you consider Smash 4 DLC with DLC for Ultimate, especially thus far, they do take balance into account. They do, especially when designing kits. Like for example, if Byleth came out on Smash 4, she would be OD fast and all of her frame data would be godlike, like on release.
Imagine Banjo in Smash 4.
Right, imagine Banjo in Smash 4. Like Banjo in Smash 4 would be a broken character, and we'd all complain about Banjo, and then Banjo would be banned from Evo. Like just that's the universe that we almost live in. But like, I think that when we're looking at an ARMS character, especially when it comes to design, there are certain things that this character just off the top, like for example, this character could have longer aerials than fucking the Castlevania brothers. I
mean, the grab reach, I'm assuming, would go across the stage. Is like,
you want to know something? You want to know something that I'm gonna make a bold call? I don't think they'll have a grab.
Really?
I think it'll be a hit grab, and it'll be a little bit different. I think the grab itself, because just by the nature of the game and how Sakurai is so true to not only the game but the characters themselves, I think that the character will have something equivalent to a grab, but not like a traditional grab. Like especially
like harder to hit but more rewarding.
Yeah, something like that, like a longer range. It's not like a tether grab, or even like an aerial grab or something, because if I remember correctly, the only character that could really grab was the mummy dude.
I mean,
Like he had a
No,
command.
no,
everyone-
No, but like he had a
Every
command.
character
Throw
both
grab,
arms
but
out,
he
you
had
can
like
grab.
a real.
But but he had a
grapple.
command. That's what I'm saying. He had a
Okay.
command grab.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
He had a traditional. This is my shit. I grab people
Sure.
and I scoop them. So like,
Well-
I think that he'll have something equivalent. Like it's not the button's gonna do something, right? But
Yeah.
when it comes to design, I think it'll be like a hit grab or something like that. Like I think it's gonna be way different.
Yeah.
If
I
you go
was
with, like,
very-
Man, I want a girl. I want a girl, dude.
Yeah.
We haven't had a
Fine.
girl
What?
in the DLC yet, and I feel like I'm
Violet.
waiting on one.
Violet.
And Arms has so many good girl characters that they like. You could do Min, you could do Twintail, you could do Ribbon Girl. Those three in particular, I think
Wait,
any
did
of them would be great.
Did you just say we haven't had a girl in DLC yet?
Well, we haven't.
Even Violet.
Violet.
Violet doesn't count.
Kazoo-
bro.
Kazoo.
Violet it switches.
Come on,
I have
bro.
a very strange
Come on,
feeling
bro.
why I think it's Twintail.
Let's
Like,
hear
go
it.
for it.
I want Min, but I think it's Twintail for the biggest stretch reason ever.
Let's
so
hear it.
I
I think
imagine
it's both.
that their neutral B is going to utilize their arms going across the screen somehow in some way. So for Kirby, that's very tough to animate. The only person that worked for is Twintail because her hair is on her head. So you
Oh,
could put
interesting. So you think Kirby's hat would be Twintail's hair?
yeah.
I mean, but couldn't they pick any?
But
part of
don't
it?
you think they'd pick a character? Yeah.
There?
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely, they would not pick them just so they'd
No,
work
of
with
course,
Kirby,
of
but
course
it's
not.
just that
Yeah.
No, to be fair,
Right,
they
in my
every
head.
time a new character drops, Sakurai makes the same
like,
comment
"Fuck
every
it."
time. They're like, making this hat for the hardest part about this is making a hat for Kirby. Like we get it. Like we get it. Kirby, no one asked you to do that for Kirby. You did that.
The Banjo-Kazooie one must have been hard to come up with
That's what I'm
because
saying.
of what he did come up with. Like,
Sure.
it's so unique.
It's like no
I
one
did
asked
like
you
the
to do
little
that.
Kazooie plushie. That is really cute
Yeah.
with Kirby. Yeah.
If I were to be a bit of a party pooper for a second,
Let's hear it.
Go for it.
so something that's very consistent in Smash is if you have a franchise that is only being represented by, let's say, one character, usually, no, always that character is like the face of the game. And even if it's just like, say, with Fire Emblem, for instance, we got Byleth when, of course, there are other characters in that game who are more popular, but
Sure.
Byleth, in the grand scheme of things, is the face of the game, hence why we got that character. So even though we're still speculating, oh, could it be Min, Twintail, Ribbon Girl, etc., I still think that if they're going to use that Arms One character, they're going to use Springman because he
Yeah, I
is the
agree.
face of the game.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean,
think, though, they could make Arms too. Like they could make the mascot now Twintail or Min, depending on that first game. Like they could be the new front facing character.
And that's what
That's
I'm
true.
talking about, like going into potentially the announcement of a new game, right? As if that Party Crash result really did mean something. And like Min basically became the new ARMS champion, similar to what happened with Springman in the first game. Because Max Brass, when you play through the arcade mode or whatever, what's it called? It's like Grand Prix in ARMS.
Yeah.
When you play through Grand Prix, Max Brass was the original commissioner, right? And so Springman, or whoever you play as, takes him down. And so if this Party Crash ended and they're like, okay, Min is now dubbed the official champion of the first ARMS Grand Prix, and the second game comes out and Min maybe has a new design, but is like the head of that game, I could see them sort of working in Min as the character by being, yes, both the mascot of the new game and being an ad, like you guys brought up earlier, but also still tying in to that original ARMS game.
Yeah,
I completely
would be
forgot
amazing.
about this character, even though I wanted him the most. In Smash is Max Brass.
Right.
When they announced ARMS, my mind immediately went to a continuation of the Incineroar trailer, but with Max Brass coming
That'd be
in.
cool.
Max
Max
Brass
Brass
is
kind of
fire.
looks already like he would have a grudge match against Captain Falcon, though, doesn't he? I mean, like his design alone, it looks like him and Captain Falcon.
Because you know at
Like
the end of the
smell
trailer
toes.
where they're all lined up with like Villager was throwing little punches and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They could
yeah.
definitely continue from there with Max Brass just knocking them all out.
Well, to be fair, we did get that with, Banjo-Kazooie, where we got the continuation
Yeah.
of K. Rool. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to literally just go back to the Incineroar trailer and, like you said, have the arm. In fact, they will probably do that. Have the ARMS character
Yeah,
jump in the ring
honestly.
and punch out
It's
everybody
easier
else.
for them to
Yeah.
animate, not to make a new set to animate.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
saves them money.
Yeah, they can go back And then they could also get, that great... Because for me, I think the one thing about Piranha Plant is, even though it was like a wacky character, the fact that we got that weird in-game thing, we got the same thing for Bayonetta the first time too, it was like, I want those CG trailers. That's always what's so hype, is watching these characters interact in like this beautiful CG anime-looking type thing. So
even if they aren't CG, like just done well, like Terry's trailer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Terry's trailer. Yeah, but that's pretty much CG though, right? Is they did completely new reanimations and they redid the, it's not the same as like doing an in-game trailer similar to Bayonetta or Cloud,
There's still
those
like
ass.
a bespoke trailer.
Yeah. So
It's just cool, like having it's just cool having a new first party character that's like exciting, because like you can feel however you want about ARMS, but that character in Smash is going to be like one of the most unique characters.
Totally.
Like literally, it's not like a sword fighter, it's not like a magician or some shit. It's like it's all purely like these weird arm mechanics that's going to be so cool to Smash.
And the one thing we haven't even talked about yet, bro, is the music. Dude, the music in the original Smash is, the original Smash, in the original remix, so good.
I was so...
Oh my god.
Go on.
No, I was just saying the remixes are going to be so dope.
I was so upset that ARMS didn't get any musical representation
now we know why.
Smash at the start. Yeah,
Right.
that would be why.
Yeah.
Do you guys think they were planning this all the way back to the first DLC?
I have a feeling that Nintendo wanted to push ARMS way harder than they actually did.
Yeah.
They just it fell flat, and now they're trying again. But
I also think that
there's
this is
probably
not
some-
the first time that they have made this character. I think that they made this character when the game dropped and they wanted to put it in, but they didn't know how to do it.
I was gonna say there was probably something going on in the background where they were planning on this initially, and then plans changed where they were saying, "Hey, let's just make a new ARMS instead, and we can put this here to make things line up better for this, for better marketing and stuff like that."
Yeah, I also think this game is just better for ARMS. Like if this character came out in Smash 4, I'd be like, this character's gonna be whack. He's gonna spam forward air all the time, and he's gonna be OD. He's gonna wall me out. I'm never gonna play a heavy against him ever in my life. Like, but now in Ultimate, because of just the engine that they're running on.
Yeah.
I think this game is because this character would be whack if it was in Smash 4. Can you imagine just like spamming? Oh, I'm gonna stand across the stage and throw my projectile, but that's still not a projectile. It's a jab. Like.
Someone in the chat brought up a good point too, that it does feel like ARMS was kind of knocked out because of Splatoon 2, which came out like a month and a half later. And I think if Nintendo would have continued the push, that was like a really stacked first year of the Switch. And I think if ARMS had come out in a year kind of like similar to last year, where there were these really long gaps, I think it maybe would have gotten a little bit more play. But I think the other thing about ARMS being included is I do think that Smash has the power to like really reinvigorate franchises. We saw it with, Little Mac was an assist trophy, and then we got Punch Out, and then we got Little Mac and Smash after that. With Fire Emblem, obviously, coming to North America, it's happened a lot.
Kid Icarus,
totally. Yeah, Kid Icarus is like number one. Yeah, of course. So I could see them wanting to do this to then breathe more life into it, even if there isn't a new game coming out. But I also wanted to bring up something McDareth dropped in chat, which is that the winner of the last Party Crash Bash was announced on June 27th, 2019.
I just think that's a coincidence.
You think so? You think that maybe...
I don't think that has any effect on anything, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
I wanted to bring it up because it was in there. But remixes are going to be cool. I think there's a lot of neat stage ideas. I think the nice thing about it being first party is they could just include as much music as they want. They don't have to worry about licensing or anything like that.
I want to say too about
a poll.
Sorry, you can go.
I was gonna say, do you want to take a poll real quick about this character will be broken on release? I agree. I think this character's gonna be broken.
I think we're due for a broken character.
I think right because I'm looking. I literally was looking at it now. That's one reason I said it. Byleth is not that character is like mediocre at best. Okay, Terry is way too good. It was way too hard for any Smasher to play it correctly. Banjo is
broken though.
He's broken, but that character is it's broken but not easy. So by default, it's not broken. Like broken implies that the character is very good. And
this is how I see it. I see it as whatever character Sakurai really wants to make fun, like Terry. They're broken.
Right, they're broken.
Right,
Joker.
So if they bring in Yubuki to help him design this, I think this character is going to be insane.
Yeah, this character's
for
Be
sure.
like, yo,
It's gonna be
Sakurai,
fun.
could you make us forwarded 28%?
Someone brought
Can
up
you make
earlier,
it come out at frame 3?
Someone brought up earlier that Twintel's whole special thing in ARMS is that she slows down time with your punches. So it's like,
witch
you know what? Throw
punch
witch time in there
time.
with this ARMS character
Punch
too.
time.
We're gonna have projectile witch time.
Yeah,
Let me
right,
get.
right.
Here we go.
I
Flick
wanted
time.
to say in regards to the ARMS character, like I'm not an ARMS fan, like I didn't like the game or anything, but as someone that for the first Fighters Pass, like most of the characters I didn't care about. Like the only one I cared about was probably Banjo. The rest, like either wasn't a fan of or like I never played the series and just didn't care.
Right.
It's nice to have a first party character because it's at least like I don't know. It's Smash Bros. It feels weird to get all these guests that sometimes
That's
don't
exactly
feel like
what I was
icons.
saying.
I guess. Like if they're not an icon,
everybody, not
then-
everyone likes third party shit.
yeah, if they're not an icon, I feel like they should be a Nintendo character. Is my thing.
I mean,
So-
okay, but, but all the characters added in Pass 1 were definitely icons. It's just like you didn't really know about them.
That's cap.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Is it though,
Violet,
for
I
what
don't
they
think
represent?
Violet is. I like
Okay,
Fire Emblem
outside
Violet,
of
but I don't
I'm
think
not-
Violet
I'm
is an
not-
they're
icon.
Nintendo though.
Joker's not an icon.
I don't
Joker's
think
not an
Joker
icon.
is. I don't even
Hold
think
on.
that Terry.
I don't think
is really
Terry
an
is
icon.
either.
Oh no.
I don't
No,
think he
you're
is,
bugging.
in my
No.
opinion.
Okay, well, wait, everyone chill. Terry is an icon, but he's a small icon.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I
think
definitely get
two-
the relevance
two
and the importance
standout
of
ones,
Terry.
Right. I think in terms
So
of
can I-
icon status of the original 5, the two real big standout ones, especially because they were put with each other pretty much, is
Yeah.
Hero and Banjo. I
Yeah.
think Hero and Banjo were absolutely the two biggest. And despite like all of us really loving Persona and stuff and having Joker in there, that's cool. But Joker's not really like icon
I would
status.
put Joker representing the Persona series as pretty much icon status. I think that's not a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah, it
Well,
really
obviously,
depends
it
on
depends
the
on
character.
everyone's definition of the word icon. Because, like, to me,
Yeah.
icon is like Cloud, Mario,
Right.
Pac-Man,
Sonic.
Sonic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Kirby.
That is a character.
That's what I
A
mean.
character that if you were to go on the street and be like, "Who is this?" 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 people would be like,
Right.
"That's that character."
I
They'd be
mean,
like,
eight out of
That's an
8 out of
icon.
10 people can't even name half the characters in the game. Like,
Okay, this is how I see it. I see
The Apple
Terry.
icon.
I see Terry being an icon for fighting games in a specific
Yeah.
era of time.
Of course.
I see Banjo being an icon for a specific era of gaming and time. Same with Hero for RPGs in the early 90s, late 80s, being a huge icon for RPG gaming in Japan.
Sure.
But Persona, I feel like is just limited to being an icon to the Persona series, and outside from that, it's kind of hard to branch out
Also
from that
not
anymore.
I think it just shows
I don't
modern
think as a character.
RPGs. That's what I would put it as for Persona.
But no,
For
but
what?
that's not how that works.
But it's just it's like it's not like it's not the term it's like they're important to that category, but that category isn't necessarily iconic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Iron Man is an icon. I can go anywhere around the world and be like, "That's Iron Man."
See, but
like,
that's also an interesting
There's
discussion
definitely
topic too, because
plenty
when
of people
Iron Man
don't know
first
who he
came
is,
out,
like-
who cared about Iron? Like the
Yeah.
Yeah, back
mainstream
then,
who cared
yeah.
about
Like
Iron Man.
Iron
It was
Man.
Spider-Man, Batman, Superman.
gotta give a character
Nobody
time
cared about
before
Iron
they become an
They
icon.
gave Iron Man the place to
Time.
breathe, and
Right.
now Iron Man is an icon. But I would say
Correct.
a
I'm
decade
talking
ago
about, like-
it was not.
I feel like McDareth is like you're not like I don't want to say you're not wrong, but you're right, but you're not right, but you're wrong. Like I think Joker's getting there.
And I think he's getting there because of Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
That
know.
helps, yeah.
Sure.
like for example, Ryu, like Ryu is an icon. Cloud is an icon. Mario is an icon.
The thing with the icons too is that they're all very old. Joker is
Is not
That's
old.
a
Joker is
icon.
on the
Joker's a
same
baby,
level as a
sure.
character like Rex or any other JRPG.
Oh,
I don't know,
so
I don't-
good
I don't
segue.
think
Hold on,
time-
Wait. So this.
Wait, hold on, wait. No, wait, hold on, wait.
Okay, 'cause you
I
know
don't
where I'm
think
going
time has
with this.
anything to do with an icon, because if you're making icon something people can identify easily, I think you could make an argument that Sans is an icon. As much as I hate
Yeah, I
to
was
say
about
that.
to say
Yeah, no,
that.
I
I was
agree.
about to say that. Yeah.
I agree. An icon does not has nothing to do with it has to the icon like iconography. Can I recognize this without any other context? Do I know what this is? That's what an icon is.
Yeah, I mean,
And
there's
when
no
you call
argument that Sans is. If you just look
Right.
at the most views of any of the Smash reactions, I mean, it was
if you were to
Sans.
go, that's what I use that
At the,
example.
at the least, at the least, though, I think Joker's on his way.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
he's getting
for
there.
sure.
He's getting there.
Well, yeah. On to Rex, what you were gonna say? With
Right. So I think that's the other really big thing that stood out with this is in that very first presentation where Sakurai said, ARMS and Xenoblade 2
I
were
have
a little
something to say
too
about this,
new,
too.
and they couldn't
Yeah,
put that
it's
in
time.
there. That is one character that I think they might actually include if there's going to be another first party. I could totally see.
See,
Rex and
I
Pyra.
completely disagree now.
Oh,
I think
why?
it's happening for sure.
I disagree. Just based off the points you guys made earlier with ARMS.
What do you think?
If you guys are speculating that ARMS is getting a sequel because there's a character being put in the game, it's weird that the Xenoblade game that's coming out before anything announced for an ARMS sequel is coming out, but they didn't release any information about a Xenoblade character coming out on his on the DLC pass. Is a little weird. Like it doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, I don't want to start like conspiracy theories, but we know that Microsoft is working on another game. We know they have another team working on another game. If they introduce and retcon certain elements of the original Xenoblade, and this future connection thing potentially leads to like a Xenoblade 3 in which, without getting into spoiler stuff, like 3 could continue with characters from 2 and 1, that I could see them pushing maybe next year, like Orex and Pyra, to then introduce and be an ad for the next Xenoblade game, like the next mainline real Xenoblade game.
I mean, also if the next game is a Xenoblade game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I think the option is at least out there now, where that a character that was written off for being too new before, and I guess this was kind of written off with Byleth already, but I just thought it was interesting to bring up specifically with this because ARMS was in the same conversation as Xenoblade when we had this discussion at the beginning of Ultimate's release.
It could just be like a one, like Rex could be one, a fan service character, and two, like technically after Xenoblade 1 is out, if they promote like Rex next, and a lot of people are like curious to play Xenoblade 2 after 1. So I mean, like, because we always talk about it, like there's levels to how much a character is an ad. So I mean, technically, as Xenoblade 2 is a game on Switch that you can play after Xenoblade 1. So that could be one of the minor ads as opposed to one of like the more blatant ones like Byleth, which was also like a late ad. I mean, the game came out July and Byleth came out like February. So there's like tiers to how ad they are.
And the one other thing that I want to bring up in relation to this ARMS Smash Bros thing, and I promise we'll move on, people, but I feel like this has been a good conversation, so I'm glad it's going on for this long.
This is a good episode.
When we look at ARMS in Smash Bros, we already have a bunch of spirits. There's a bunch of them already in the game. We are assuming there's going to be a spirit board with this ARMS character. What do you think they're going to do for that? Do you think they're going to use like new artwork but have another Springman spirit and Ribbon Girl spirit? Or do you think they're going to include the characters that weren't included as spirits already? Like, do you have any ideas?
Definitely include the characters that weren't included already. Since there are, I believe, 5 ARMS spirits for Springman, Ribbon Girl, Twintel, Ninjala, and Min Min. So there's 10 other ARMS characters that they can use. And then whatever is coming from the new game as well. Assuming that there's a new game.
If there's a new game, right. Assuming there's a new game. Right.
But they've got a good amount to work with in terms of ARMS spirits.
Yeah. Man, I want more first parties now. Like this really reminded me how much I want more Nintendo characters in Smash, which is not to say that I disliked having so many third parties in that first pack, but I do kind of hope they do the reverse for this next one now. I do hope that we get more like first party characters in this Fighter Pass 2.
Right, I was going to say another one that I'm pretty confident in, but I think it's more relevant later on in the podcast because what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
Interesting. I like this. Okay, well, cool.
I think Dev probably knows.
I'd be if it is who it is, I'm excited.
All right, interesting. I think I know where you're going with this as well, but I
Something
won't
RPG.
segue there just
I'm excited
yet.
to talk about the next thing, to be
Me
honest.
too.
Let's go.
There's still actually a couple more things, though, in this mini direct that I do want to touch on really briefly. In particular, Bravely Default 2.
I'll be right back.
Because we had mentioned that we were talking about Bravely Default. Now, what did you want to say about it?
I'm so excited for this game.
Dude, yes, I'm with you.
I love the Bravely series. I love both Bravely Default and Bravely Second. I haven't played Octopath because honestly, I just like Bravely more so with the formula it has.
You should play it. It's
The
fun.
second they released that like Octopath like anniversary picture and like the shadow was like casting like a ferret, like, oh please be the next Bravely game. So I was so excited when they announced it. I played the demo. It's Bravely. It's cool to see it running on Unreal Engine and like what they can do with it now. It's Bravely, but like there's some things kind of off with it. Like, and they said they're taking feedback, which is interesting for a demo because most demos are just betas. But they're actually doing a survey on feedback. So like one thing is like when you're trying to target your party members, it's just like a yellow outline on them. It's kind of hard to see that. So I kind of hope they change that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I love Bravely series.
They did the same thing with
too.
Octopath, which is really smart, where they did the demo, they took people's feedback, and actually the game significantly got a lot of improvements based on the feedback. So it's a cool idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I love all of the new characters' designs too. I think
Oh,
all
yeah.
4 of the main cast look really neat, which is something that I can't really say I felt the same way about with Bravely Default, or maybe even with Octopath Traveler. I think I liked most of the cast of Octopath Traveler, but I think these main 4 are already sticking with me. I like all their designs. I like just the aesthetic of the game in general. I think is really cute, so I'm ready to play it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's funny because I actually wasn't super big on the demo, but regardless, I'm still very excited for the game just because the demo didn't really convey a lot of the stuff that I really like in Bravely. Like I really like the job system in Bravely. I enjoy getting to know the characters more and more. Just the overall progression and gameplay loops of the game were really fun. I've only played the first Bravely game. I haven't played second, even though I've owned it for ages. I just never got around to playing it. But the demo was a bit jarring in places, but nonetheless, I'm still very much looking forward to the game. I do think the battle mechanics overall, I think I enjoyed Octopaths more, if just because that game did a bit better of a job conveying its information.
Mm-hmm.
So like it did stuff like it conveyed character turn order. Every character was able to act before another character could. Well, every character got their turn in the overall turn. In Bravely Default 2, characters can act twice in a turn before other characters can.
Right.
So like,
Can I say something about Bravely when we're done here?
Sure.
okay, yeah. Just a bit more. So like,
Go ahead.
characters in Bravely Default 2, you could have your 4 party members, and the attack order could be something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. So character 1 has acted twice before character 4 has done anything. Just kind of like a weird gripe with the battle mechanics, but it's still a good time. And then the game looks gorgeous. The town design is fantastic, and it's what you'd expect from Bravely, I guess.
Right on. What were you gonna say, Seth?
The transition is one thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
With the town, because I love that with the transition from handheld is like in the original Bravely, when you open a door, it has to like reload. But in this one, like every time you open the door, it just does like a zoom in and phase the background, and you're just in a building. And it's just so nice.
Yeah,
It's a little more
gorgeous
seamless.
game.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
What I just wanted to say was like, I feel like if you are a 3DS game or a handheld game transitioning to a console like this, I feel like it should be a little more grand. I don't know, like the chibis and stuff are fine. I just felt like the areas all looked very small, and the animations and stuff weren't fantastic. And
Yeah, I wasn't big on the animations.
one major thing is they need to bring back the band and composer that did Bravely 1. If they don't have Bravely 1's music person, I don't want it.
Isn't
Because I was not a
Bravely-
big
hold
fan
on,
of
so wait,
Bravely.
was the
I
Second.
think
Bravely-
the music is Bravely 1 though.
I think it's
Is it?
I think it's the
Yeah.
Bravely and Octopath one. They're the same one.
I was
And
just
they're
gonna
bringing
ask, is
back-
it the same music director as Octopath Traveler? Because
They said it was the same as
Bro,
Octopath.
Is it
Octopath
Revo?
Traveler's
Revo, Revo?
soundtrack
It's
is
Yes.
Revo.
Yeah, it's
without
Revo.
question one of the best
Okay,
soundtracks
good,
on
good.
Switch, man. I love
He's
Octopath
confirmed?
Traveler's soundtrack.
Yeah, it's Revo.
It's so
yeah.
good.
That was
Okay,
confirmed
good.
at Game Awards. Yeah.
That is one of the biggest things. Because Bravely Second, like, Bravely Default 1's asterisk boss theme is one of the greatest boss themes probably ever. And then in Bravely 2, I was like, okay, I might just play the game mute.
So I will say, I think the asterisk theme in Bravely Default 2 and Bravely Second is worse, but Bravely Second has some really good themes, but they're all like
Yeah,
game
yeah.
themes.
Yeah.
But like I agree, like the asterisk theme in 1 is so good. Like when I did that's a demo. When I did the battle in the demo, I thought, okay, this theme isn't as good as like 1's theme for this.
I
Even,
did not know this guy did Attack on Titan's music, but it makes sense now.
Oh.
Wait, the guy, but this is still the same guy that did Octopath, right?
Revo did Attack on Titan music. I didn't know that.
Wow, interesting.
But
No
if you
wonder I
listen
like
to
music
this
so
song
much.
now, you can definitely hear Attack on Titan in here.
Oh, Asterix.
Yeah.
I'll
Wait,
try
speaking
to
of
splice this
music,
in for the video because
you didn't
Oh, yeah.
listen to this on stream.
Yeah, please
all right,
listen
let's
to it.
listen to this. So this is the Xenoblade battle theme.
This song is
Yeah.
so
All right,
good.
I'm gonna play it for the stream. So if you guys want to listen along, I'll say 3, 2, 1. Has everybody here already heard it?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I just heard one jazz thing. Wait. Pause this. Hold on. can I wait. Hold on. I'm getting chills. I'm feeling something. Hold on. Give me a second.
Oh,
give me
here's
a second.
an
give me
article
a second.
speaking of Xenoblade.
Wait, hold on. Just wait. I gotta hear this music. Let me start from the beginning. Okay. Whew. A little bit of the flute. Okay. Smooth jazz WNUA. Oh! Give it to me, yes!
This, out of context.
So
Yo,
fucking
this is
good.
good.
He's so gross.
The bad thing about this loop is it cuts off right before the part where it would become a battle theme.
Dude, this is so good.
It builds up and then it's like bye.
Ooh. Just the way it. I can't even formulate my thoughts right now. I'm listening to this.
When you're done, listen to at least the start of this one. Because it's like the original version of that song. It's like maybe because the cut we got doesn't have it, but there's a part of it that's missing. That's so iconic. The song.
This feels like what the battle theme should be, though. It's like if the battle theme was in Xenoblade 2. God, man, that was good. Wait, so hold on. You said listen to this now? This is the unfinished
original.
battle custom loop. All right, let me hear this. I mean, it's still good. Xenoblade music's always been good.
It's just to me like it missing like the violins and the way the intro goes in. It's like I still think the new one's good. As always, I really love that part of the song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do like this. Yeah, I do. The strings do make that one sound a little bit more epic, but
Unless literally that's not the same song, because I thought that people were saying this was Unfinished Battle.
well, it says just new battle theme is what it's listed at. The thing for me is that
I think this is the
It's
battle
an
theme that
unfinished
plays
battle theme.
in future whatever.
right,
Okay.
Connected.
right.
I'm pretty
Because
sure.
this sounds like nightclub Xenoblade, whereas which I love, which I'm like absolutely a fan of that aesthetic.
I
for
think it's
music.
good too because Future Connected is a post game, right? Like
Right,
after the main
right,
story.
right.
Yeah.
So the world's probably more peaceful.
Sure. Versus having like some epic music that plays during the actual game when it's life or death situations. Yeah.
Context is really important.
You know what they should make, honestly? They should team up with Atlas and do Dancing All Night Xenoblade.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine how good that would be with like Tyler and Mithra and Charlotte, bro?
Okay, wait. Why do you team up with Atlas to do Dance All Night Xenoblade and not like some Xenoblade Cross Persona game? Like, why don't we go straight
Because
to
the
like a
music is so
dancing game?
fire. What are you talking about?
You
Mithra?
can get that
go
music
watch the
and
end credit
have-
scene of Sonic. We're moving on. All right, let's go.
Oh
we're
my
moving
God.
on. We're moving on.
One question about Xenoblade because I forgot to ask it. I know because we have a few major fans here. I only
Sure.
beat the game once. Is the voice acting redone or is it the same?
It's
believe it's
not.
the same.
I think
Oh,
it's.
yeah, I think it's the same.
From people I've heard, it's the same. Most. I think they might get someone else from Malia because the voice actress is really big now. But for the most part, I think it's Rips. I think they're doing.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I think I want it to stay the same, but Shulk was also Adam Howden's first major role, and I'd like to see how good he could do
Well,
now.
you'll probably hear that with the
Future Connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, that being his first major role, and that one scene at the beginning of the end of the prologue where he screams, that was some good shit.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck was Rex's
That's
voice
really
acting
good.
doing?
That's what Rex does.
I just to this day, I'm never gonna clown on Rex's voice actor because he absolutely nailed the. Of course, I love you, Nia. I love you
my
and
friends.
Pyra and Mithra.
And all my
and all my
friends.
friends. Like that's
Great.
such a good line. So him nailing that, I forgive any of the weird screams. Oh, what a good game. All right, well, we actually still have more to talk about. See, this is what I was talking about with where they called it a mini. I feel like we've talked more about some of the stuff in this mini direct than we have in some other Nintendo Direct Japan Time streams. Like, there was a lot of interesting stuff in here. So, real quick, I want to talk about Ninjala, I think is what this is called.
Oh.
So this is the bubblegum Splatoon-looking 8-player battle royale game that actually we saw initially 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I played it at
Yeah,
Anime
it was-
Expo
it
2
was-
years ago.
It was on the E3 stage. It was
Yeah.
on the E3 show floor 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I remember this. It looks like Splatoon, right?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a Splatoon.
Yeah, yeah.
Run the set.
So
I could
it's
say with
basically
this-
like a. Correct me if I'm wrong again, but it's like a brawler bubblegum.
You ever play Naruto Shippuden?
Yeah.
Is that shit?
It is like that Naruto
It's that
squad
Naruto.
game.
Yeah, it's that Naruto Shippuden shit. You play that shit?
It might
Play
be
that
more
shit?
fun though.
I played a little bit.
It's free.
Shippuden.
That's the best part
Oh,
about
do you
this
mean
game.
not Shippuden?
No,
What's the other
no,
one that
this
just
is-
came out?
Boruto, the Boruto one.
Boruto, don't play that shit. But
Shinobi
horrible
Strikers is whatever.
Oh, Shinobi
Yeah,
Strikers. Okay.
yeah,
The really bad one.
I never
but this
played
game's
that.
free. That's why. That's why I'll
This
play.
game's free to play though, so
I mean,
whatever.
I love the look of this game. I mean, it has a
I'll
very
try
Splatoon
it.
vibe. Yeah, I'm down to play this.
Eat ass with that yo-yo.
Okay, so like,
Actually, it kind of how the characters look kind of bothers me because like you look at Splatoon, and of course the Inklings still have those key squid elements, so it all ties the motif very well together. But these ninja kids, I know they're all customizable and all that, but they don't at their core look like ninjas. They just look like kids.
They just look, yeah. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is just a girl, bro. What is this?
Ew.
that's
Yeah.
just a
She's
kid,
a,
man.
she's a ninja in training, bro. What you want? Like,
Also,
hello?
is this the same? Is this her?
do you see the skull knee
Is
pads?
this, is this still her?
What the?
I think it's supposed to be the same character. Yeah.
Hey,
what is
They turned into kids. I assume.
To be fair,
I
they
like
changed
that.
the aesthetic of the
More.
game a little. So I mean, you know.
Is her name just Rebecca, but they switched the R and the B?
Bereka. Oh my
Bereka.
god.
No. I want there to be a bit where all the characters' name are just like the same, but they switch like two letters to make it look different. I think that should be a bit.
Yo, Juro would
That's
be
nice.
fire. I'd play as Juro.
Like
Wait, Ninjala has an animated series.
that's fire. What?
The fuck? What?
I
It's
didn't
on
know there's an
YouTube.
Animated. What?
Huh?
Episode 0 is 9 minutes and on YouTube right now.
Okay. Well, clearly they are wanting to push Ninjala. So
Where's Namanda, bro?
It's a little cartoon, and it's
Ninjala
actually
Ninja
well
Gum
made.
born. Yeah.
What
it
is
does look
this?
Pretty good.
Oh.
Ooh,
So I
Ninja
wanted to
Gum.
say that this isn't the like.
Oh,
I don't
this
know if
was
people
only
know
just dropped.
or
This has that. Oh, what the
Yesterday.
fuck?
Oh, this is new.
Yeah.
This isn't
Actually,
the
the animation's
Splatoon
pretty
series.
nice in this.
Hey, come through to the stream tomorrow.
I feel like
everybody.
this
We're
game
watching
must
this
have
one.
been close to coming out 2 years ago. Then they got like extra funding or something, and now something's going on with the
Oh,
project.
probably-
they were
it's
turned
probably
into
stuff
kids.
from
Oh,
Tekken.
so it is the same girl.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I'm assuming. Yeah.
Oh, they have some like
okay.
experiment gone wrong just from scrubbing this, and
Oh,
then
they turn into the little
they
kids.
turn into kids, and they're like, "What the heck's going on here?" Yeah,
Oh, that's why she looked. Okay,
that
Come on,
makes sense.
Bereka.
All
What are we
right.
doing?
Yeah, because I want to say like this isn't like
this is really well animated.
if people think it is like
I like this art style a lot.
it's made by
Nah,
Gung
like-
Ho, so it's the Teppen developers.
Oh, who's this?
Watch this. Watch this
Who's
part.
this? Who's this buff black guy?
Yeah, watch the fight. What is
Oh,
this?
this fight looks kind of clean, actually.
Why is this well
I'll
made?
link to this. I'll link to this later on. This actually looks really
Yo,
good.
he's going in.
This kind of hype.
I hope this is good. This has like potential. Like this game has that.
I think that's why it's getting. I think Nintendo saw that this is definitely a Nintendo game.
For sure. Yeah. I think it's coming to all the
Ooh.
platforms though, but it does seem
we're
like
watching
it'll be a
this.
Switch game.
Yeah.
You know, it's primarily a Nintendo seeming franchise. Yeah,
Can't wait
dude,
for
I
the
like this a
Ninjala
lot.
cinematic universe.
And it does say episode 1, so I think we're gonna get more of this.
All right,
Episode
but
0.
before it gets too late, can we talk about Pokemon real quick?
Yeah, so that's literally where I was going to next. I was talking
That
about
shit made me depressed.
Well, real quick, shout out Panzer Dragoon, Shadow Dropped, and Burnout Paradise, which is one of the best racing games of all time, is coming to Switch. So, all right, we're done. Pokemon, go ahead.
Pokemon.
So for Pokemon, they just give us some more news about the 2 DLC coming out. Basically, they just confirmed a bunch of stuff that we basically already knew about. Not only how to evolve with the different forms, like
Come on.
like it was kind of whack. But the thing that I'm kind of, I don't know if interested is the right word. My expectations are very low, but when it comes to this DLC, if the combined DLC isn't at least twice the size of the wild area, this game is not worth the money.
We've known that the Tundra is the bigger DLC.
Yeah.
This is just a small little baby DLC.
Yeah, like it's just like
I
they
think to
think they
hold
can
us
just,
off.
I mean, but can it though? They think they could just like fuck. I mean, of course they can. Just like throw a bunch of here's the national decks, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Yay, my Psyduck is back," or whatever.
I think there would be a decent amount to do. The area looked like the region picture we saw looked very small, but I think there'll be a decent amount to do.
Yeah,
It's just a
I
weird
hope.
like Ender. Like that was a weird one to be like. And what
All they need to do is show like one more Galarian form or a new Pokemon.
Yeah, like that
I
was
don't know
so
what
weird.
That trailer was already released.
Yeah, dude, that was
Yeah.
like, why not end with Xenoblade by that point if you were gonna be like, and one more
Yeah,
thing? That
it
was
was-
so weird.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't reveal another
That was
Galarian form,
weird.
because at the very least we know there's a Slowbro and a Slowking, so they could have done Slowbro.
I just don't. I don't want to say I'm not looking forward to it. I just don't expect the first part to be good. I don't. Also, but I expect that mon to be broken though. The legendary. Yeah, I expect that mon.
I think actually-
I'm calling it now. I'm telling you, bro. Urshifu is going to be Fighter Pass 2. There's going to be an Urshifu, and he's
Did I
going to be
talk to
stance
you?
change.
Did I talk to you, Roger, about my Kubfu Smash character idea about
Let's
how
hear
he
this.
evolves in the middle of battle?
Oh no, I like this though. Please.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like, my idea was, you play as Kubfu, and the way that you play influences how you evolve into which form. Like if you use more special moves or something, you get the water
Ooh,
form.
I like that. I
Or
like
if
that.
you use more physical stuff, you'd use the dark form. I don't know how you trigger evolution or whatever, but I think that could be cool.
I like
I
that
think,
a lot.
I remember when we
Build a
did
meter.
when we did that episode where we were like doing the whole Smash prediction list. I said like it would be cool if like maybe the more damage you took, like he'd actually evolve into one of those forms. But like if it was based on what you do, then he turns to a different form. That'd be sick.
But I do agree with you, Tito. I think this DLC will not be fantastic.
very
It'll
mid.
have a good amount to do, not crazy amount, but I think this only exists to pad out the time between now and the Crown Tundra.
Of course. But I mean, on a competitive note, those Gigantamax moves are dick on the ground. The only good one is the water one, and that's not. And good is like very. So for those of you who don't know, okay, so Venusaur, Bulbasaur, Venusaur. They haven't announced those yet. Cinderace, Rillaboom, and the other one, the
Inteleon.
water. Thank you. Okay, their Gigamax moves do the exact same thing, just with their specific typing. Is that when
Yeah,
you
why'd they do
yeah.
why'd they do Rillaboom with that? Who's using Sap Sipper?
Okay, bro. They're okay. First of all, that's what I said. I was like, bro, now I can finally hit Goodra. Like, no,
Yo, you can hit Azumarill that isn't using huge power?
Right. Like, what are we talking about? Like I said, the only good one. Oh, now I can hit Flash Fire Arcanine Poggers. Like, what are we talking about? Like, they're all dick on the ground. The only good one is the water one because you can hit things like Storm Drain and Water Absorb, which are like way more common. But even then, it's like, yeah, I can't wait to do 40% to this Gastrodon. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's so whack. You would never, and that just means I'm never going to use them because setting weather or setting terrain is just infinitely better. But as an aside, I kind of want to see what you guys have to think about this. I think so. By the nature of where the game mechanic is designed, the Gmax Pokemon actually are different than they're different Pokemon. You can't make a non-Gmax Pokemon a Gmax Pokemon, so
Yeah.
they have to be different. Which
I think
means
you're
that they have
about to mention what I was going to talk about.
yeah, they're going to have to give you a new one. Like they have to give you a starter, like a new starter.
No, what they said was after you complete it, your starter, the DLC, your starter gets the ability to Gigantamax.
Yeah,
so
that's weird.
I want to know why can I not just get a Charizard and go to this man that's going to let me Gigantamax and then let him Gigantamax too?
Oh, I think they're just gonna like. I didn't hear that, but my initial thought was if they're giving me a new one, that's how they're gonna distribute hidden abilities. They're just gonna give
that
you
could also be it.
hidden
Yeah.
ability Rillaboom, which is top tier.
But I
hidden
think
ability,
I think
whatever.
they said your starter unlocks the ability or something like that
Yeah, I mean
along those lines.
Yeah, I mean you're probably right. I just don't see how that's like the game isn't built for that. So if that's the case where they're just like, I'm going to magically make your Rillaboom a Gmax Rillaboom. I'm like, cool. Now can you do this for my 55 other Pokemon that I like? What are we doing? Like, what are we talking about?
Fuck, I was gonna say something I forgot. Someone else go ahead.
I feel like we've talked about Pokemon enough. There's so much other stuff that we still need to get to.
We're gonna talk about Mario.
Bro, we need to talk about these
That's
Mario
the big
leaks.
stuff.
So-
That's the big one.
Can I say one thing before we
about to
talk
be here
about
for 5
Mario?
hours.
Go ahead. Okay, one thing.
No one's gonna give a fuck about this, but Modern Warfare 2 Remaster comes out tomorrow.
Pogger.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
for what? For
It's
Switch
just
or
campaign
something?
though.
It's just
the
campaign,
campaign. Yeah.
Yeah,
Never mind,
apparently
I don't care.
they developed the multiplayer, and then now that the new game's doing well, they completely axed it. 'Cause they
Great.
don't want to sabotage that game, and they're just gonna release the maps as DLC for the new one.
Kill me.
Yeah, I was so mad.
Are we done
I
with
love
Call of
Doom.
Duty now?
Oh, no.
Are we done?
Yeah, that's all I wanted to
All
say.
right, anyway, so
Let's
Mario.
go, Mario.
So this morning, for whatever reason, I think it started with this article. So this article, I want to get it right, on videogameschronicle.com, mentions that Nintendo has big plans for Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary, and it says multiple sources have confirmed to VGC that the platform holder is planning to hold an event to coincide with the year's anniversary, which marks the 35 years since the start of the mainline Mario series. As part of its celebrations, Nintendo will reveal plans to re-release most of the Super Mario 35-year back catalog remastered for Switch. As Eurogamer reported, VGC's network partner, there are remasters that will include 1997's Super Mario 64, 2002's Super Mario Sunshine, and 2007's Super Mario Galaxy. Nintendo will
I
also
will cry
release...
if they show them.
Bro, me too.
Physically
Yeah,
die.
well, hold on, we got more to get to, though.
Oh,
Nintendo
man.
will also
It's
release
better,
several
better.
other Mario titles in 2020, including an installment in the Paper Mario series
I
and
will
a
cry
deluxe
again.
version of 2013's Super Mario 3D World.
I'm
The
good on that.
plans,
I'm
same
good
here.
with
I'm
that
good. They could skip over 3D World. The plans are set to be revealed.
I wanted.
The plans are set to be revealed alongside new details of Nintendo's partnership with Universal and the pair's Nintendo World theme park and animated Mario movie. Nintendo already unveiled one flagship licensing deal, the special interactive Lego Mario set, which, not in the article, but coincidentally enough, Lego did tweet out that it was going to be part of a future Nintendo Direct and then immediately changed the wording on their website. So something tells me this Direct, if it was meant to happen, was probably originally scheduled for much earlier than when it's actually going to happen. The Super Mario 35th anniversary reveal was originally due to take place as a physical event. Oh, actually, never mind. Let me take back what I said. As a physical event during E3, but now Nintendo is renewing and reviewing its plans in light of the ongoing pandemic. E3 2020 has been canceled, and Nintendo could instead opt for a digital showcase. Now, obviously, Nintendo's not commenting. This is all rumors and speculation. None of this is confirmed. So just keep that in mind. This could all be completely fake. It could be some elaborate April Fool's thing. But now, with so many other people within the industry confirming it, it does seem very likely that this is true. Where do you guys want to start with this? I mean, there's so much
well,
information.
first of all, I'm like, I don't know. Am I the biggest Mario guy here?
Probably.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I
like
I
Mario
was
a lot.
yelling. I was
Like,
I'm
I
crazy.
woke up to this and I was like, is this a joke? What the fuck happened? I was
couldn't
like, I was in a
believe it, man.
daze.
Yeah.
I see Mario 64 and Sunshine remastered in a bundle. I was like, what is happening?
I was
It seems
yelling. I
so
was.
good. It seems too good to be true.
Another
it's like,
big
it's
thing for
just
me
so insane.
is
Yeah.
I'm gonna get crucified by your viewers. I fucking hate Mario Sunshine.
Wow.
I hate that game.
Oh,
I don't think.
I
Actually, I
cannot
don't think my
stand
viewers are going to disagree with you, though. I like
love
Mario Sunshine.
Sunshine.
but
I
people
hate it. I
Yeah.
don't want to hate it.
I'm not
I
a
want to love
Completely
every
with
single
you.
Mario game. But if they remaster it and fix the little tiny problems that all add up to make me hate it, then we're good.
So we should talk about that. Like, what do you think? Like, if this is real, because I'm like,
Sure.
I've been losing my mind about this
I
shit
think
all
I'm
day.
team real. I want to say right now,
I'm
I
team real.
think it's real. And the thing is, for me personally, I want to throw this out there because I am not a huge
Yeah.
Mario fan at all. Most people who watch me know like Mario is probably one of my least favorite Nintendo franchises, which probably sounds crazy as like a Nintendo brand ambassador, but it's true.
Yeah.
I really don't
Well, it
care about
makes
Mario
sense.
that much. But
They have so much.
for me, there are a few Mario games that I really do care about, and I lose my mind
I
over.
bet it's Galaxy, isn't it?
Bro, Mario Galaxy and Mario 64. I think those
so
two
There's a
good.
game that Mario fans like. I have a lot of friends actually like you that do not care for Mario, but they fuck with Galaxy a lot.
Galaxy is one
Everyone
of the
does.
best games of all time. The original Super Mario, from beginning to end, that is what I would say is a perfect platformer
Yeah.
experience. I am not a platformer fan, also, mind you. I grew up with Banjo-Kazooie, but I was one of those kids on the playground who liked Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie more than any of the other platformers on N64. But Galaxy, for me, is like the definitive platformer because it removes all of the other elements that I don't really like in platform games and condenses it into each of these little miniature platforming worlds. I adore it. The music, bro, like the orchestrations, if they remaster the music tracks, I'm gonna weep openly on live stream. I need to hear the music.
I really hope it's actually like a redoing of a lot of these games and not just like upgrading them to
Yes.
16.9. And
Man,
Yeah.
Because
that would be
the thing
insane.
is though, because this to me seemed, the one thing about this does seem too good to be true. Because if they go in the definitive edition route for this, right, and they remake or remaster or whatever Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy in the Mario Odyssey engine, like that seems like
There's
they could
no
split
way.
that.
There's no way.
How do you fit that
But
into
that
one
seems like
game?
they could
Impossible.
split that across 3 different games
Yeah.
if they really wanted to do that. So
Yeah,
why
I
would
think-
they
I
include
think
that
the
in a
thing
bundle?
is- Yeah, I think it's either they did Odyssey 2 or after Odyssey they went to remaster all these games, like really remake them and not completely, just upgrade them slightly.
Right.
I think the problem with that is like they each have their own set of physics that don't
Yeah.
necessarily work in the Odyssey engine. Like
Right.
they could, but it's like there's certain physics with all of them that are different. That I feel like the most likely scenario, which I'd totally cool, is if it's like 1080p and they go in and fix certain issues. Like obviously they got to fix things with Sunshine, maybe fix some camera stuff with the other games.
I don't think this is what's gonna happen, in my opinion. With the anniversary coming up, they're gonna do what they did the last time with an anniversary release and do another Mario anniversary compilation
Yeah.
or collection. Yep. And they're not gonna touch any of the games. They're just gonna port them over.
They've already
and-
been confirmed to be remasters.
Yeah, they're all said to be remasters.
So they're doing something. If at the very least they're going to bump
It's
up to
something.
1080.
It might be something. I think they would.
I
have
don't
to change
think it'll
something
be
with
something
Galaxy.
as crazy as Odyssey's
Yeah, exactly.
engine
Right.
and
But there's,
stuff.
but there's
Right.
weird things even in Sunshine. There's mechanics where sometimes you have to hold down on the trigger like softly to do a little bit of a
Yeah,
water
Yeah,
spurt.
they'll
And
have
then,
to figure it out.
yeah, so I don't know how they're going to do that.
They'll
This
figure
is
it out.
just crazy, man.
The people that work on Mario are all really, really smart.
Yeah.
If
But
they
to
make
me, like I
Mario
said,
64 like look pretty and like new Mario model and everything, like that would be insane.
They have
I
to.
would
For,
lose
for,
it.
I think
Odyssey
honestly,
engine.
in Mario 64, they gotta change a good amount and update everything to make it look really pretty. Because a big thing with that game is it's really fun because of exploits and
Right.
being able to glitch things, and those won't exist in the remaster. They gotta do something. It's still a great game by itself without
Sure.
doing dumb shit like backwards long jump and all that stuff. But yeah,
Dude, it's
Oh,
insane.
man.
It's
But
if
it'd be
this
like
is real,
it'd be
I'm
like
not-
releasing Melee again, but without any of the wacky shit.
Without
the
wave
broken
dashing.
shit.
Mainly without wave dashing.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know though. The remake thing does seem too good to be true. I think you're both kind of right. I think they're
Yeah,
going to do
remasters.
pretty much just like a port of the games, but I think they're going to be 1080, like maybe
Like what they
upgrade
did with
visuals in some aspects.
like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Exactly like that. Exactly. Yeah. Because Wind
It's
Waker still has
exciting
some of the
as hell.
exploits of the original game, doesn't it?
There's some
Sorta.
there's some stuff that it still remains in the game, but they make new exploits.
Interesting. Okay.
If it's all like Wind Waker HD, then I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Imagine
Hello?
this
Hello?
Shofu.
Oh, Shofu.
Oh, Shofu's finally
Hello?
here. Welcome.
Great timing, bro.
We just started talking about Mario stuff. Good morning.
Did you drown?
Bro, when you get
thought I was asleep.
when you get
We thought you
he
were
was,
asleep.
he was clearly lost in the sauce. That's where he was. That's why you
You getting
hear
it, Brad. We
gasping.
understand, bro.
You're like
We
gasping.
understand. We're good.
We don't sleep out here.
Absolutely not.
If the money don't sleep, neither do we.
How is that even possible?
Money can't sleep. It's an inanimate
I don't want
object.
to table. We should still keep talking about Mario. I want to know Shofu's thoughts on the ARM stuff, but we'll get to that later because we are talking about those Mario rumors right now. And the other really big thing about this that not a lot of people are discussing, because I think most people are sticking to like the remaster, remakes, whatever.
Paper
of
Mario.
64 right. Is this Paper Mario game that was already rumored, we've talked about numerous times on this podcast, that apparently is going to be a return to form for the franchise. And now that's going to be released during this year as well. And Zeph, you brought up something during the Smash Brothers portion. And I'm assuming this is what you were alluding to in terms of
I said
the
that.
first party characters as
That was
ads.
Connor.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
Connor.
that was
All right,
me.
well, Connor, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I think if we're doing that they're doing a focus on first party this time around, I really hope Paper Mario is their
Yep.
pick for second character.
Because if Paper
I think-
Mario comes
yeah.
out in December, November, realistically, that could be the second character. They could tie the release.
Especially if it's a Paper Mario game that returns to form. Then
Yeah.
putting him in
yeah.
Smash would really, really, really be cool.
Now, the
Paper
thing
Mario
is,
skin over Game and
some
Watch.
of these original rumors of this said that this was a remake of Paper Mario, but I feel like that would be weird considering we're getting remasters of 64
Yeah.
and Sunshine and Galaxy, that they wouldn't have some type of original Mario property this year. Like, and apparently this rumored like 3D World thing too coming to Switch. So I can't imagine that it wouldn't be a new game. I feel it's going to be a new Paper Mario, but I really do. I didn't want to believe this. I've talked about this before, but I feel like this could be the return to form Paper Mario that we've all been waiting for. I really do.
That's what people have been saying ever since that this Paper Mario like rumor has been out. People have been saying constantly, it's like the old ones. It's like the old ones. It's an original Paper Mario game.
It's gonna happen. Like it is. Like even the guy who the Jeff Grubb guy that predicted the direct said his specific quote today was that Paper Mario 2020 will be closer to N64 and GameCube games. So
and Switch era Nintendo has been pretty good about pleasing the fans.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's like almost every first party game. Let's go. Except some don't, but most do.
Yeah. But now, all of this, when do you think this will come out? Will this, there's been a rumor because of a YouTuber named Arlo. He put this out into the fucking stratosphere, sadly. That Breath of the Wild 2 is definitely going to be the holiday game this year.
No way.
Now with all of this happening, I don't know.
No way.
Wait, is that the puppet?
Yeah,
that's the puppet.
I thought he was the Cookie Monster when I first saw him.
That is
no. I like Arlo. So shout out to Arlo. I do actually like him, but I heavily disagree with that video. I think there is absolutely no way that game is this holiday. I think that is definitely going to be at the earliest spring 2021.
Because the thing is, Mario is so big that even if I honestly wouldn't be shocked if the November game was this 3D Super Mario All-Stars pack.
For sure.
That's how big Mario is. You can get away with that being their big November game if they've got nothing else. And also given the circumstances of everything going on right now, it's probably easier for these companies to work on HD ports from homes as opposed to new games where there would be way more asset trade-offs and stuff going around.
Well, in addition to that, too, I think you have to remember the greater scope of the gaming landscape this year. We're getting two new consoles. We're getting a PS5 and we're getting the new Xbox. And I think for as much as I don't really like Mario as much as many other Nintendo franchises, it still is the system seller. It is the big thing that everybody buys. And
Mario.
I think if they continue to push, and I'm sure they will, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, and Smash later into the year, because we know we're getting updates for all three of them. We're going to get new Smash characters. We're going to get the Pokemon expansion pass. We're going to get more Animal Crossing updates. And they have maybe bundles with that over the holiday. Plus, they do this giant 35th anniversary Mario thing, re-release 3 of the most acclaimed Mario games of all time with a new Paper Mario game, with a not remaster, but a re-release of 3D World, in addition to all the other stuff that's coming out this year. I don't really think they need anything else. I think that's enough. And then,
I agree.
On top of all of that, what better way to completely decimate the holiday than for this to be the price drop year? Because the Switch still hasn't had a price drop. If they price drop during a 35th anniversary where they re-release all the most
and release a Mario-themed console,
bro, it's done.
I bet they
massacre
drop the
this
price
holiday
with the 3D World with it because it's like a multiplayer game. You can pass the Joy-Cons
with the
around.
Joy-Cons,
Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
Connor,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah. But I could see them absolutely obliterating this holiday in a way that I think few are expecting. Of course, Nintendo is no longer really competing with PS5 and Xbox. I think they're all sort of doing their own thing. But I do think this could be a year, if they play their cards right, where they could beat the new systems in terms of sales for their first holiday.
So does this mean we'll get
something that good?
We'll get eventually in the future. We'll get a Mario Direct.
Yeah, I think so. I think in the summer it'll be a
I'm glad you bring that up, because there is another rumor going around right now that there is a mainline direct planned for April, a big direct planned for April, which seems weird considering we just had the stacked mini. But I could see them doing a Mario Direct and maybe announcing this stuff, especially now that it's already out there, in April. I think they could do a standalone Mario 60-minute Direct outlining all of this, plus Nintendo World, plus Lego Mario, everything, and having all these announcements and not even waiting until E3 and letting their E3 conference be Sakurai's walkthrough of the new character.
Wait. Remember the Lego Mario?
Right.
Yeah. And how it was revealed in a Nintendo Direct.
Right.
Yeah. When we talked about there could be a game.
Right. So to me, they could. I could see them doing the Mario thing as its own thing in April and really making waves, because they don't need, obviously, with E3 canceled, it doesn't matter. I think PS5, Xbox, they're still going to have their own digital conferences. They're going to have to announce stuff. That's going to happen in June. Maybe Nintendo doesn't really want to compete, and they know they don't have to. And on top of that, they know if they drop a Smash Brothers thing, everyone's going to watch that anyway. Everybody's going to be paying attention to the next Smash character. And they already even sort of took a little bit of the wind out of their sails by saying what the character's going to be from already. So
I think that confirms that we might get 2. honestly. Like that character and one more.
So you think we're gonna get the shadow drop and then whatever the next character is gonna be?
like they did in the September direct with Banjo.
I think they'll
and
show
Terry.
two. I don't think they would just do an ARMS character.
I mean, if they do that, I'm gonna go back to what Connor just said. Then is if they announce this Paper Mario thing in an April Mario Direct or in June during whenever the Smash presentation is gonna be, I could see them ending then to pair along with the Paper Mario announcement. Paper Mario is the second DLC character.
Yeah, and you guys know that I think when that Paper Mario rumor dropped, it might have been separate, but the first time I saw the Paper Mario rumor for this year, it was alongside apparently a new Mario Kart was the first time I saw it. And nothing today mentioned Mario Kart, but when I first saw the Paper Mario thing, it did say that.
See, Mario
It was only
Kart,
Sabi.
Mario
saying
Kart,
that.
in addition to all of this, seems like it would be too much at this point. I think they don't even need a Mario Kart for this holiday.
Honestly,
If
I
they
think
released
all
Mario
of this
Kart on
is
top
too
of all
much.
this other shit, I don't know what would even happen.
Yeah.
The world
I
would
think
just-
I think this is too much to be true. It's like this is too good to be true. Like
I think all the
There's
Mario
probably
stuff
some
is real. I
truth
don't think
to
there's
it.
a Mario Kart.
there's probably
Yeah.
some
Is it-
truth to it, but I don't think all of these games are gonna happen.
What do you think? If
There's,
you had
there's
to
not
guess
that many
what's
though.
the most likely,
it's
what do
three
you think they
remakes
would
of
be?
very old games.
Like if you had to guess, Coast, what do you think would be the most likely thing?
Oh, I think the Paper Mario thing is probably gonna happen. I don't think. I mean, I said if they were to do all of those remasters, it would be in a collection, but I don't think. I think maybe only one of those would happen. I don't think all three of those games would be ported over or remastered. I honestly think those rumors are just spawned out of no news being said about any Mario game for a while. Like they're just rumors, but it could happen still.
I don't know.
I don't
think they
think
stopped
it'll
being
happen.
rumors when this many people all corroborate.
that was-
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to go back once again.
When it's already
always
like
wanna use the
20
example.
people?
No, dude, no. There was a game
Yeah.
that had 20, 30 plus people all saying, "Yeah, we heard about this," and that's Star Fox Grand Prix. Everybody
coming.
talked about
Just
Star
give it
Fox
time.
Grand Prix as if
Who
that was
knows what happened to
absolutely-
that?
Right,
It's
but still,
coming,
in
dude.
all the fact that so many people were saying that and then nothing ever came of it, this could still happen. So I don't think so many
Well,
people.
also one thing about that
necessarily-
is Star Fox Grand Prix is way more crazy and fucking weird than remastering Mario games. So that might have just been leak bait.
Well, what could be leak bait is the flip note thing that's going around right now. So
Good
some-
segue.
Segway God,
of course,
bro.
always. Every episode. So there has been another leak that's been floating around Twitter recently of a Flipnote Studio app for Nintendo Switch that's going to be coming out. Again, this is all a rumor. It's a leak, apparently, where you see 6 different images of Flipnote Studio in addition to, I think, a little Chibi Robo animation. The front page of the game, and I think that's everything they showed. But it looks like it could be real. But Zeph, you have a theory about this. What do you think is going on with this Flipnote thing?
I just think it's a bunch of like Nintendo modders and artists getting together for a stupid ass April Fool's joke.
Meh. Seems likely.
And also could be it could be them not maybe just being an April Fool's joke. Maybe it's like a PC application that's free to use. It's like homebrew.
Yeah, because
Oh,
if it was
interesting.
because the leak was that it was going to launch soon. So my logic for that is like, why didn't they just show it in the mini direct then? Be like, Flipnote's coming out next week. Because that's like, I feel like they would have just said that. Like,
I don't know. I kind of feel like they could do Flipnote as a shadow drop on like a random Wednesday or something.
yeah, but it's just like since they had one so soon, they might as well have. Yeah, they could
But
shadow
do they
drop.
need
It's just-
hype
it feels-
for a Flipnote Studio?
No,
You know, right?
no, sure,
No.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting to bring up Flipnote Studio.
Oh yeah, Jason Schreier backed the whole Mario
Yeah,
thing. too.
exactly. That was what cemented it because he's like 95% of the time right about shit.
Yeah, he's like the one guy that like I look at him like, okay, it's probably real then.
Him and Shinobi.
Yeah.
Shinobi.
Those are the guys you always trust.
I don't even know who Shinobi is.
He's the guy that leaked Banjo for E3.
I didn't even know Banjo got leaked before E3.
It was just he said Banjo fans are gonna have a smashing time at E3 and then
Oh, wow.
Banjo.
Wow. All right. I didn't even know. I'm glad I didn't know because that would have taken away from my crying reaction to that character. All right. Well, Flipnote Studio. There you go. Might happen, might not happen. Maybe on April 1st, you're going to find out it was an elaborate hoax. And by the next Japan time, we'll be talking about that. But Beyond the Mario stuff, which I think we've talked about enough now, beyond the stuff in the Direct, flip note, Shofu, because you joined us late, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on this whole ARMS character in Smash Bros. Thing? Because we had a long discussion about this, and some people here might have already watched your video on your YouTube channel, but what do you think about the ARMS character in Smash? Who do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's a new ARMS game coming out? What do you think?
Shit, I don't know, man. I don't know what character it'd be, but the fact that they didn't specifically mention Springman, the fucking main character, makes me think it's either multiple characters or some kind of costume switch or something. I don't know. Something like that. I don't mind an ARMS character in Smash. Never did. I just June 2020, bro.
That's what I said. I said this is the worst way you could have announced the character. You just say, yo, something's coming. It's like fucking Metroid Prime 4 teaser shit. I don't like that.
See, but that goes back to what I was saying earlier, is I feel like they wanted to temper expectations. I think they saw the backlash to Byleth and they went, no, we could just say it's from ARMS and then people sort of know what to expect come June.
Okay, look, guy in the chat, ARMS is clean. I don't know why Shofu even hating. I'm not hating. All right, I'm just keeping it real. The game, nobody plays that game. The game's free right now
Except for
because
Roger's
nobody
base.
plays that shit.
Except for Rogers Base, he plays.
Nobody plays that game. They gotta put they trying to breathe life into that dead ass game. All right,
I think they're making a new one probably.
probably. I mean that'd be best case scenario.
Yeah,
They're trying to promote their new game. It's a Nintendo game. They're trying to promote a Nintendo game in a Nintendo game. What better way to promote a Nintendo game than in a Nintendo game that more people play? But all I'm saying is, if there's no new game, don't give me a fucking ARMS character in June, 3 years later. What? So I hope to God that there is a new game. Otherwise, this is disgusting. Now, like I said, the character itself being in Smash Bros., we all said that should have happened a long time ago. So
Right.
that is just in 2020, bro. So I hope there's a new game that they're going to promote through this. Otherwise, I'm not really a fan of how they're doing this at all. That's all I got.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Now, curiously, because you did come in halfway through that Mario conversation, is there anything in particular you want to talk about in terms of those Mario rumors?
I saw a couple of them, but not. I don't think I'm all the way caught up on what's going on. But
it was pretty much just
remakes, right?
64 Sunshine and Galaxy are gonna get remastered and I think be in a collection.
So what was the
And,
what was in the
also
30th
3D
anniversary, the 25th anniversary Mario collection?
That was just
on Wii.
Mario.
Wasn't that
1,
just a
2,
re-release
3.
of All-Stars?
Yeah, exactly. It was.
Oh, okay.
That's all it was.
So 10 years later, we get a new All-Stars game, but with the 3 original Mario platformers, and then 3D World.
So I saw one site say Galaxy 2, but the rest didn't. So you think they're just gonna leave out Galaxy 2? Because I
Galaxy
might-
2 in
adored
some
that. I adored
aspects
that
is
game.
the better game, which is
Yeah, I
weird.
adore. That's my
yeah.
favorite. So
But-
I don't know.
The original Galaxy to me is still like iconic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just called Super Mario Galaxy, and they're like combined or something. I don't know.
You're wild.
Galaxies.
Yeah.
Super Mario
Galaxies.
Galaxies. Well, how many games were in the original All Stars? It was Super Mario Bros.
A
1,
lot.
2, USA, and World. And
It's
3.
5 games.
It's 4. 1, 2, 3, and
That's
Lost
right,
Levels.
it's 5.
No, World 2.
Yeah,
there's
World.
an updated Mario All Stars that comes.
Oh,
with
the
World.
Wii one.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with
No,
World.
not even
Yeah.
that. There's a SNES one that got
Yeah.
re-released that came with World.
I only played the first one.
Yeah, there's.
Well, even still with the first one, there's
5
4
games.
games in there. So, I mean, they could do 64, Sunshine, Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2 if they wanted.
That's on a completely different
Yeah,
scale.
I was going to say,
though.
that's like a whole other thing, though. That's a whole extra game thrown in there. I don't think they'd end
Well,
up
how
doing
big
that.
are Switch cartridges? They're like 32 gigabytes, but I think there's even bigger ones now.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of these games not fitting on a Switch cartridge. They totally would.
It's
Nintendo
just
can do it of all
a matter
people.
of time.
I mean,
don't know, I
Smash
think
There's a
fits
lot
on
of
a Switch
assets you
cartridge.
have to
So.
remake.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about in terms of scale.
Well, but I don't
yeah.
think Well, I don't know.
We also don't know how long
know.
this has been being made for, because it was for a 35th anniversary. It could have been for a while now.
If
Yeah,
they started it right after Odyssey, then they probably could have gotten it done.
We imagine the Mario team has been working on something, right? Is the Odyssey didn't get DLC?
There's no way that they've been sitting around.
So I don't think they've been sitting around. So I could realistically see them being like, "Yep, we're remaking these 3 games and it's in a collection." That'd be really cool. But I don't want to get my hopes up for that. In the same way, I actually kind of don't want to get my hopes up for the true to form Paper Mario, even though it's all but confirmed at this point. And while we're on that topic, the one big thing, Connor, you mentioned that you saw the Paper Mario Smash thing alongside the Paper Mario announcement, right, of like a Switch game. The thing that we talked about on the show was the rumor about Paper Mario and a 2D Metroid. And we've heard nothing about this 2D Metroid game now. So do you guys think that just like isn't happening?
I don't know. I don't know shit about Metroid.
No, I think that was the same leak I was talking about with the Mario Kart from like a month ago. It might have just been.
Oh yeah, and it was like
information.
Metroid 5, right?
Yeah, they were like the sequel to Fusion, I think, is what they were implying.
Well,
That guy
this
doesn't even need pants.
Wait, what did you say, Shofu?
That guy doesn't even need pants.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
When I met Shofu at E3 that year, I said hey, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's you!" And then I walked away, and Shofu yelled at the whole Smash Bros. Line, "This guy doesn't even eat pants!" And I was just called out in the middle of the hall.
Okay, but do you?
I mean, you know, it's for brand marketing purposes, but no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where did the name come from?
cap. Your
I'm
cap.
curious. Where did the name come from?
It came from what was it? Oh, it was there was the show iCarly that
Okay.
came out, and there was an episode where they told teacher that he eats pants, and I was making a PlayStation name, and I was like, well, I want something easy to remember. And I was like, well, I remember that, so I just made it that, and then it
and then
stuck.
he started chewing on some jeans.
Yeah, and then I started dabbling in it, and it just became a thing.
So we didn't talk about Lola Bunny on this episode. Are we going to talk about
Oh,
Jeanette
no.
McCurdy? Wait, hold on. Wait. Well, no, because you brought up iCarly. I thought I could bring up...
How did this segue?
Wait,
I need to
don't
know.
do this to me.
Where's
Okay.
the line?
We
Where you
asked
going with
guests.
that?
Hold on.
Okay.
First off, 2 things. First off, we asked guests, would you or would you not Lola Bunny? And you said you've never
Absolutely.
been on. You said absolutely. Real man, right there.
1,000%.
He's a man.
1,000%.
It's a real man. All right. Agreed. Completely.
1,000%.
2, because you bring up iCarly, we should bring up Jeanette McCurdy. She's been in the news recently because of those TikToks.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Wait, are we not
Oh
talking about that?
shit.
Do you guys
got
not know what I'm talking about?
coronavirus?
So she apparently did this TikTok that like set off this whole other wave of TikToks. Do you guys not know what I'm talking about?
No,
Coronavirus?
no idea.
Roger, do you think any of us fucking follow Jeanette McCurdy?
I know Ghost is not the one saying that. When you know damn well the one who would follow Jeanette McCurdy is Ghost. I know that for sure.
Are you talking? You better not be talking about the bitch that licked the toilet. I swear to God,
Wait,
bro,
no,
that was
that's not what I'm talking about. This is not,
Oh,
no,
God,
not the
I'm
girl who
saying.
licked the toilet. No. That's a whole other. That person apparently got, they tested positive, the person who licked the
I'm gonna look
toilet.
this
Oh shit, she got coronavirus.
Okay. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. No, this is like the what's the song where it's like da 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 da. Oh, whatever. That's fine.
Isn't that Elmo's theme song?
You're on
from
the
Sesame
island.
Street?
Roger, just grab a link. Why are we doing this?
I can't find the link.
Why are we talking
Oh
about
my
Jeanette
God.
McCurdy?
Because you brought up
you bring
iCarly. And there was a segue there. You guys call me the segue god. I was bringing it up because iCarly, bro.
Nah, man.
I know, but what happened with
pressure-
Jeanette McCurdy? I still don't
The
understand.
pressure is getting to him.
Nothing happened. It was just a series of
He's about
TikToks.
to
It was going to
crack.
go into a TikTok conversation. Well, it's fine, bro. It's
He's
fine.
about to look like that video before the direct.
Right. On my Twitter when I'm freaking out. Oh, man. That was pretty funny. All right, well, I think we're done here.
No, we're not. Now look, back to ARMS. You know what I'm saying? Game's trash. No, I'm just playing. No, but real talk. I don't know why people keep saying ARMS is clean. Now the game itself, you know what I'm saying?
Everything about it is clean except the game.
Of course, the aesthetic is
Yeah, the game
fantastic. The
sucks.
music's fantastic. The stages are cool.
The gameplay itself is so shallow. I played that game for an hour. I never want to play it again. I got my filler.
I'm gonna be the ARMS defender then. I'm gonna explain why I still like it and why I've put 100 hours in this game because I've talked about this before. No. But okay, well I'm not gonna be like Sonic Forces is a good game. Hold on, just wait. Just wait. Hold on. So what I'm saying, just wait. No one's saying that. So what? All I'm saying, this is when I'm defending ARMS. This is what I mean, is that when I play that game, I'm not playing for a competitive fighting game. game. I'm playing it as if it's a party game. When I go in and I play ARMS, I literally jump into party mode. I play for like 10, 15 minutes. I play a couple matches. I do like the target rush. I battle against some people. We do like the hoops thing, and then we're done. And it's like a 15-minute, 20-minute fun thing. It's a good way to unwind after playing some other games for a long time, whether it's Smash Bros. I guess Animal Crossing, you already are unwinding during Animal Crossing. But like when I primarily was putting time into ARMS, it was after really long play sessions with Breath of the Wild and with Xenoblade. And so for me, that's where I'm coming from. That's where I put all my time into it. And I still play to this day.
How many hours you got on ARMS?
What'd you say?
How many hours you got on ARMS?
100. Let me pull it up. I'll pull it up right now.
That's pretty good. 100 something?
I have 120 hours in ARMS. 120 hours. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I think Shofu has more hours in Animal Crossing already than ARMS.
That's facts. That's gotta be facts.
Oh, for sure. We all have more. I mean, I'm close to more hours in Animal Crossing already after the first week.
Okay, now let me get to what I was saying.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Because I gotta at least tell people why I think this about ARMS. I feel like most people think this.
Okay.
You hop on ARMS. First of all, watching ARMS is like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not defending watching it for sure. Watching is boring
There's
for
no
sure.
difference in gameplay ever. Same shit the entire time. I cannot. There's no possible way anybody can play that game for too long. Like it's just weird. Like it's just the way they made the game. There's nothing else to do. It's all neutral forever, and it's just I don't know. The way you unlock the ARMS is dumb. The way you fucking play the game.
Yeah, that
dumb.
shit was ass. I forgot about that.
No, okay. To be fair though, the way you unlocked ARMS originally was miserable, and then they fixed it in an update, which is when I really started playing the game a lot.
I
And
know,
then
but
ended up
everybody
unlocking
stopped
every
playing after
ARM.
like 3 days.
Right.
So.
Another thing about ARMS
though
too
is that I would continuously play when they updated with new characters, and so I would see all the new features. But yeah, you're completely right, and all your complaints are totally valid. If you played the first 3 days and you were like, "This sucks," I understand why you don't like it. But if you've played after the updates, you'll see like, oh wow, they really made a bunch of improvements, and the improvements
The
for
developers
me,
did good.
Yeah, the improvements for me were enough to be like, I'm gonna play more of this, because at the time there wasn't a lot of other stuff that on Switch that like I was super into. Like I played Splatoon, but vanilla Splatoon 2 is really not as good as Octo Expansion was. Like when they added Octo Expansion and all the extra stuff with the Salmon Run, that's when that really got good for me. So for me, ARMS was my go-to secondary game alongside playing stuff like Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade.
Another thing about ARMS, which is pretty cool after all the updates and stuff, probably one of the best online experiences you could have on the Switch.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Online
You just
for-
hop in, hop out, you're done. Yeah.
The online for ARMS is really good.
Yeah.
Comparatively speaking, I assume.
Yeah, compared
Yeah,
to
compared to everything
to
else on the
other
fucking Switch,
Nintendo games on
way
Switch
better.
for sure.
Yeah.
Ew.
So here's my thing. I like the extended update and things like that, but I feel like it also can hurt the game because my mind just goes to Aces, where like Mario Tennis Aces is like, hey, here's all these characters that we have in the base game, and they don't come out till a year later, and like we're releasing one a month, and that's it. And it's just like,
But that stuff was free. I mean, ARMS, the stuff was free too, right?
no, it's free, but because they did it that way and tried to space it out, people lost interest.
Yeah.
So people, because there was just less in it because they spaced out like that. People
I
lost
get what you're
interest.
saying.
And so people won't
No one's
see
gonna
that
play
new content.
a
It
Mario
was-
sports game for
It
that.
was also especially
Yeah.
bad with Mario Tennis Aces when characters like Fire Piranha Plant were being released.
I was just gonna bring
Yeah.
that up. that's like holding off Pink Gold Peach in Mario Kart and saying, "Oh no, this is gonna come eventually." So, whereas ARMS, they were like fully new characters with unique designs, cool new Grand Prix with art to unlock, and you
guess
would
outside
unlock
of,
the
like,
ARMS for those
Springtime.
characters as well, even if you'd already maxed out the ARMS. So. I don't know, man. I'm not someone who wants to defend ARMS and be like, oh, it's an amazing game, because I think there are issues with it. But for me, I just want to justify why I played it so much and why I like it still. And I want to still go back and play
I
it.
do think that it's really.
If I say anything negative about ARMS whatsoever, people in my comment section on YouTube, it's crazy. Like, y'all really not seeing this game
But
right now?
I also completely understand, like,
No,
from a competitive
no.
aspect, it is not a good game, and it is not fun to watch. But from a party aspect, from like a casual aspect, it's
I've
really
always said-
fun. But I understand, again, there's other games out there.
Half the time I say that, in response to the people talking shit about ARMS, they say no, the game's still trash.
I mean, it's just like what's crazy is that people will be like, "Man, I think I've done it." Yeah, no, I have done it. I've done it on VG streams. I've done it at Pound, and I did it at CEO, where I literally on stream go, "Man, ain't no playing that game. That game's trash." And I'll say ours is trash in front of like 10,000 people just to make people mad. And then everyone's like, "Yo," I'll get like hella at tweets, and I'll be like, "Okay, but none of you are playing that game right now, though. None of you have played that game in the last 10 months."
Nobody, bro. They gotta be. There has to be an arms. There has to be.
No,
there really is the Arms Punch Club on Twitter is legitimately really cool, and they have good text with the game, and they're able to like cover it, and they have been covering it.
Well, I'm happy for all 6 of them.
Well, there literally are 6 of them, so like that's,
yeah, there it is. There it is.
You say that as a joke, but like, it's literally like a staff of 6, but they're all cool guys. So
you're not allowed to.
It triggers me for another game, but you know what?
Everybody,
Come on.
It's fine. Nope. I didn't do anything.
Don't do it.
Arms.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all.
Anyway, but who gives a fuck? That character gonna be broken anyway.
Probably
That's true.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Shofu knows.
As soon as they said that the character is gonna have all new mechanics,
Yeah, it's over.
then yeah,
Or they're gonna be extra ads, but that's not.
Okay,
possible.
that means they're not gonna follow the rules of Smash.
The character
So am I the only
utilizes
one
3D
that saw
space.
that and didn't think that much of it? The like, oh, it's gonna have all new mechanics. Well, every character he's added has all new mechanics.
That's kind
Well,
of
no, like they have
no.
new mechanics, but not all new.
So Terry doesn't have an all new mechanic to Smash.
No, he has Kale Punch.
No.
That he
Violet,
repeatedly
does
uses.
Violet have a new mechanic? I don't think so.
Be an ass.
No. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good one. That's a
No,
good
I
one.
think you misunderstood.
You got him.
They said all new. So I think like his moveset is gonna be completely unconventional.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna work like a Smash character at all.
I would call Hero new mechanic. That's a new mechanic.
You got about 37 new
It,
mechanics.
But there's
Yeah.
a lot of characters that were added have something that hasn't been in the way that they have it.
Yeah.
Okay, but have
they're
they
not
ever
new.
specifically said this about any of those characters?
Right.
No, I'm with
Yeah,
McDerrick. I don't think it's that deep.
You're captain.
Yeah, I don't know.
They literally said it.
Leon's
They told us
wrong.
when the characters
Well-
came out, like, oh, look at all these characters who all have new. Like Samurai even went on and said, like, oh, we didn't have that many characters planned for this, so we spent time trying to make them all unique and new.
We'll find out.
That's not what we're talking about. We're saying that everything about the character is gonna be different. They're not gonna...
I get that's how you're reading into it, but when I read the words "all new," I read it as okay, so it's like the other
But
characters.
why would they
added.
say that otherwise? Like I said, I don't remember.
Yeah, and they said it's difficult to
General,
stick to the rules
yeah.
of the game. No other
I don't
character
remember
had that
them
problem.
announcing the character and saying that.
Yeah, like Sakurai specifically saying this one is challenging and weird.
This character's not gonna have a jab.
They're not even out yet. He's telling us that.
Right. This character's not gonna have a grab or a jab. You're gonna have like 85 jumps.
Yeah, who knows?
Not 85 jumps.
If it's Twin Tail, she's gotta have it. She's got thick time.
that's what you're saying with the witch time. Yeah.
Twin Tail, she gotta have thick time,
Big
bro.
time, I like it. Well, I think at this point we have covered everything. I mean, we've gone for a pretty long time on this episode. I think this is like 2.5 hours. This is longer than I was expecting, but there was a lot to talk about. It was a good episode. I'm sorry that you came late, Shofu, because it really was a good discussion. Thank you, Connor, for making this very interesting.
Hey, no problem. Anytime.
You're welcome back anytime. Absolutely. You are now in the podcast guest thing on the
Next
Discord.
week
so-
we get Pokimane.
Yeah, you know, I
Let's
legitimately,
go.
I'll DM her. I'll see if she wants
She
to hop on.
responded
for a
to
little
my
bit.
tweet.
Well,
Yeah,
you
she's
know what
really
you gotta
lying.
do? You gotta make the message say, "Yo, we've literally never had a girl on Japan time. Please help."
I could just make the post tweet of this episode. I could make the post tweet.
Oh.
Thanks for joining
Oh.
Connor Eats Pants. Look forward to next week's episode of Pokimane, and then just see what
I
happens.
can
my tweet during the podcast. I didn't get the chance to respond because
I
was on
can
there.
I can retweet that PewDiePie tweet I made. Maybe he can join.
Oh
Not-
my
we're not.
fucking God.
Now we're ending it. That's fine. All right.
I'm gonna
Thank you guys
retweet
so
it.
much.
I'm gonna retweet it right now.
Let's go raid Double Toasted or something after this. Thanks for tuning in,
I have
you
a
guys.
bookmark, bitch.
This is a lot of
Everybody
fun.
remember that Sonic Forces is an incredibly shit game, and it's not
Oh
even
my
worth
God.
getting on PlayStation Plus.
For what
It's a
purpose?
free game.
Wow. All right. Well, that's a fire way to end it. All right.
Acting like I said
Wait, McDerry the rebuttal?
Good night, everybody.
Yo, the raid's about to
I
happen.
say
You
the
can't
game is
rebuttal.
bad. I literally say the game is
There
bad.
you go.